Welcome and welcome back, everybody. It's you here, and we're just going to be doing a little solo stream today. So, let me know since we're live if there's anything as far as like the mic levels or anything that might need to be adjusted. Feel free to let me know. But I put out a poll earlier this week for different like types of games y'all might be interested in seeing today in hopes of narrowing it down. I don't know if anybody else has this problem, but I am certainly the kind of person who is very indecisive when it comes to choosing a game. So game nights usually go something like, what do you want to play? I don't know. What do you want to play? What do you want to play? And it's like, takes forever to pick something. So I was hoping the chat or the poll would help narrow it down, but luckily y'all almost voted evenly for most all of the categories. So I just chose a couple games to pull out today. And yeah, we can just start with whatever and we'll kind of go from there. All right, let me just check the sound levels really quickly. Also, I do apologize. As you can probably tell, I'm slightly under the weather, so the voice is not 100% there. So apologies in advance about that. Alrighty. Let's see. Sounds like the music is really low, so I'm just gonna turn that up a bit. If it gets too loud, let me know. Hey, Chris. Oh, I don't know how to say evening in German, but guten Tag. Alrighty, I think we're okay on the volume for the mic now. So yeah, I brought some favorites, you know, Railroading, Orchard. We could do a play along later if people are interested. I also brought a couple that I've mentioned in videos but haven't done a playthrough yet. I know a lot of people have been suggesting Capital Lux, which I'm planning on doing a video for very soon. But let's see. Maybe let's go ahead and maybe we'll just warm up with like a nice solid game of I'm trying to decide between Region or Orchard. They're kind of my go-tos right now. Maybe let's go ahead and do a nice game of Orchard. If you've seen my solo party video for Orchard as well, you probably know that there is a sequel to Orchard coming out called Grove. So far as I know, there hasn't been an announcement from Side Room Games quite yet about that, but hopefully it'll be coming soon. Yeah, that'll definitely be a guaranteed back for me. Right. Okay, and of course we need our cuppies, color coordinated as per usual. Okay. Oh, there's one more card in here. So yeah, if you are watching live or watching in the future and you would like to play along, I'll just be really clear about calling out the card numbers so that you can see what your best score is. Obviously, you'll be able to see what I'm doing, so honor system, no cheating. All right, and we'll go ahead and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards here. We'll put these other 9 off to the side. Alrighty. And let's see, we'll use the pink cup for the orange dice, I think. Obviously purple will be purple. And then we'll use green for yellow, and I guess we'll use blue for the rotten fruit tokens. Alright. Fabulous. Okay. So let's go ahead and get these set out. And we'll get started. Okay. Just gonna shuffle these again one more time. Here's our starting card, which is gonna be card number 9. And our 2 cards for our hand are 1 and 13. So if you're playing along, feel free to pull those cards for your starting cards. So again, the start of our tile or of our orchard is going to be card 9, and then we have card 1 and card 13. Perfect. Alrighty. Okay. So let's see. Oh, it's one of the ones with a lot of doubles on it. That's always a good start. We do have double reds, but that will be hard to do later. So I don't know. We'll have to see about that. There we go. Just making sure I can see everything here. Okay. Let's just go ahead and do double reds. I'm not going to think too hard about it. So we have a 1 and a 1 here. I'm going to go ahead and flip the next card. So the next card is going to be 17. So card 17. Oh, look, and we have double reds that fit there. How nice. I mean, I feel like it would be silly not to do the obvious thing. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Let's make sure those line up. Yes. Oh, thanks so much for stopping by, Chris. Hope to see you live in future streams as well, and feel free to watch afterwards and let me know what your favorite game was. Take care. All right, let's see. For these ones, we do have double yellows, but these don't line up, unfortunately. We could alternatively get something in this corner. Nope, it's the opposite. Again, that's shape recognition. In my mind, I'm like red, purple, yellow in a corner. That fits the bill, but it does not. And again, that definitely isn't it. So let's see. We have, oh, card 10 is next. I think I forgot to say card 10. Let's just try to build up some. Oh, hey, check it out. Again, if you're playing at home, no cheating. These are pro moves here, obviously. Just kidding. It's been really fun. I'm super glad. I know after I put the video out on this is next card is card 6. I know some of you guys kind of picked up your own copies. It's been really fun playing games with you guys through like Instagram and email and stuff, just with their card counts. So if you own Orchard and you haven't already, feel free. Always up for a challenge. I can't guarantee that I'll provide a really great challenge, but you know, it's always fun to be able to play. Hey John! No worries, we're just getting warmed up here. You didn't miss anything crazy. Alright, I think we're gonna go with this. Also, for all y'all who are here, thank you for joining. As far as timing goes, it's really kind of, I don't know. It's hard to choose a good time, I suppose. Next card is card 8. Card 8. Because obviously I want to accommodate for, you know, my crew here in the US and Canada and all of that. But I know we have some friends from overseas as well, from Europe and South Africa and from the Philippines. So I know it's pretty late for the Philippines, but I figured if you're up late on a weekend, maybe you can join. But yeah, if you guys have specific times that you are typically free to come hang out for live streams, let me know. I just kind of gave my best guess of when I thought people might be able to be here. All right, I think we'll go here with this one and get these overlapped. Alrighty, do something like that. And next card is going to be card 15. So we have card 15. Okay. Oh, we're so close here. I don't think I want to use both of my rotten fruit though, because I can't bump this up anymore. If you were playing the sequel Grove, we could move it to a 15, which would be great. That's not the case here, so have to go with something else. Let's see. also curious to know, while I'm stalling to try to find a good move, if you all have been playing any fun games recently this week or have any gaming plans this weekend. Feel free to let me know in the chat what games you're looking forward to playing or have been enjoying. Always good to hear about what you guys are up to. It's one of those things that's so hard to keep track of all the new games that are coming out all the time. So oftentimes there will be things that are announced that I just have no idea about until I hear it from someone. These cards are not working out so well. It was pretty smooth sailing for the first part of this, but now it's not looking so good. I think we'll end up going with something like this up here. We'll just use one of our rotten fruit tokens. Uh-oh, what was that card? So I think it becomes a 10. Alrighty. And here's our 10. And which one doesn't match? This inside one. Okay. Alright, and our last card here is going to be card number 12. So card 12. Okay. Oh, we're so close on that one. Ooh, Warp's Edge, nice. Have you used like the same ship each time or the same mothership? I'd be curious to know. I think I've only gotten to play so far with like the basic ships. And that one's, I always forget with that particular, I forgot the name of it, but the particular mothership where you have to clear out all the other ships first. I'm like, oh no. I always forget that, which makes it quite a bit more challenging. But Warp's Edge is a great one. Let's see. Do we want to use our other rotten fruit? Guess we could. Definitely really love the bag building genre as well, especially for solo games, though there aren't that many of them. So I was really glad to see Warp's Edge come out. I know Coffee Roaster is really good too. That's one though that I don't play as regularly, so I always feel like every time I sit down with it, I have to reread through the rules and kind of check. But Groves is also a really great bag builder that has some solo play. I would say the solo for that one is not as satisfying as the multiplayer, but it's still quite good. Oh yeah, that mothership's challenging, but I'm sure the other ones are even more challenging if that's like I think it was the recommended starting one. That's probably why I started with it. And let's see, Barrage, Cosmic Colonies, Coal Baron, and a lot of Button Shy. Hey, that's great. I haven't gotten to play Barrage in a long time. I only played it once around the time that it was first released. We had some friends who went to whichever convention and picked up a copy. It was pretty fun. Alright, so that's our final score here. We'll figure out how we did. With Barrage though, it's definitely, I really liked the action wheel. That was my favorite part for sure. But figuring out the mapping of which cubes go downstream and then you can send some upstream too, right? If I'm remembering correctly, that hurt my brain. Because again, visual patterning, I could not like keep it straight in my mind. All right, so let's see how we did. I think the rotten fruit are worth -3 each. Just gonna make sure there. Yes. Yeah, 3 for each of those. So we'll just cancel them out with some 3s here. Okay, and we have 10, 20, 30. We have 39, it looks like. Unless I messed up this die from earlier, but I think it should be a 10 because we have 1, 3, 6, 10. Oh wait, should it be a 6? I'm not sure. Oh, the joys of playing live. Let's see. So our score then would be 39, or if it should have been a 6, then it would be 35, which both of those would be remarkable. So, sweet. I haven't played Cosmic Colonies or Coal Baron though. Are those ones that I should look into? Are they primarily multiplayer solo games? I've definitely heard of them before, but I don't know a whole lot about them. All right, we'll tuck this one away. And again, if you weren't here at the very beginning, I pulled a couple games and just had them laid out. So if you want to click back and see if there's one in particular you're interested in seeing played today or want to play along with, feel free to let me know. Or if you have other suggestions, I can run down to the game room and grab some stuff too. If there's a game you're really, really, really wanting to see. Best multiplayer? All right. Yeah, unfortunately we haven't been doing a lot of like game nights and things like that. Pre-pandemic times we were doing maybe on average like at least 2, sometimes 3, sometimes 4 game nights a week, which was pretty intense, but it was really fun. And then that all just kind of came to a grinding halt, which very sad, but luckily there's solo gaming and obviously y'all know Duke from some of our top 10s that he's joined in on, so it's nice being able to play some of those like solo and 2-player games that we normally don't get to play as much because most of our gaming time is dedicated to like game nights with bigger groups and stuff. So yeah. Alrighty, so that was Orchard. What should we dive into next? I know some people have really been wanting, so I think the highest one on the poll that I had seen was Roll and Write. So if you're interested in seeing a Roll and Write, I will pull a couple out. Obviously, I've already done on the channel a playthrough of Metro X and of Railroad Inc. But if you're interested in seeing a specific Railroad Inc. expansion, we can definitely whip one of those out if you would like to. I also pulled Doppelt So Clever, which I mentioned in my top 10 video, so if you're interested in seeing that actually played out solo, let me know. And Cartographers is like one of my other all-time favorites. It's right up there with Railroad Inc., which the Heroes expansion and all the other Kickstarter goodies should be coming for that soon, which I'm really, really excited for. And then I also have Welcome to Dino World from Alley Cat Games. I know that Pandasaurus just released, I forgot what it's called. Isn't it just Dino World? The roll and write version of Dinosaur Island. Maybe it's Dinosaur World, I'm not sure. But yeah, I haven't played it yet. I'm curious to know how it plays. I'm not a big fan of Dinosaur Island, but I do really enjoy Duelosaur Island. And I'm curious how the roll and write will stack up to Dino World or Welcome to Dino World, because this is like really solid, probably my favorite dinosaur game, one of my favorite roll and writes. So like, yeah, raw and write. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, if you've played the new Dinosaur Island roll and write, let me know if it's one I should look into, especially, and if anybody's played both that and Welcome to Dino World, I'd love to hear your thoughts. All right, it looks like Doppelt So Clever, so we'll go ahead and go with that one. And yeah, Duke owns Ganz Schön Clever, and I really enjoy roll and writes, obviously. I really enjoy Ganz Schön Clever. So of course, I got Doppelt So Clever. I have the new one, Clever Cubes, like on hold in my like cart. But I'm just waiting for a couple pre-orders to come in so that I can get everything shipped together. So I'm really looking forward to trying that one. And along with that, I also recently was finally able to track down the expansions. I had to order them from overseas though. So like this board is the expansion board for Twice as Clever, which has some different scoring for greens and things like that. A new mechanic with greens where you can fill them in, not necessarily left to right. But I'll play with the regular board so y'all can see what that's like if you'd like to. Okay. Let me just toss these in here. Curious as well if anybody's tried the third one in this series, the Thrice is Clever game. Yeah, so the expansion boards, they're literally just the packets. Oh wait, this is the expansion one, whoops. I think it's like pink or rose colored for Doppelt so Clever, and then I don't remember if it's red or something like that, but yeah. If you're interested in trying them, let me know. I can laminate you a set and send them to you. Just message me on Instagram. But I was getting fed up because I was like, they would be so easy to print and just have here in the US, but they're not available currently. So I just kind of had a moment where I got fed up and ordered the expansion boards along with like Lux Eterna and a couple other games from overseas that didn't seem to be coming out anytime soon. Now, of course, Lux Eterna, I think, was released in the US just very recently, so that's very exciting. But yeah, I waited for like a year or two before I caved, which is pretty good, all things considered, I think. Alrighty, let's see. Let me see if I can zoom in here a bit. That way we can see what's going on. Alright. Pause for a moment. This might be a little awkward, but we'll see if we can make this a little larger so you guys can see what's happening here. Alrighty, let's try something like that. I think we can do even better. Hold up. There we go. Okay. We'll just leave this off to the side here. Okay. Alrighty, so yeah, the main difference is if you play Ganshin Clever and not Doppelt so Clever, we have different dice. The biggest difference mechanic is this silver die. So if you take the silver die, you're also going to remove, like typically in Ganshin Clever, you would remove, if I take a 4, anything less than a 4 would go up on this plate so that I can't utilize it. But with the silver die, anything that you take, you also get to cross off here. And then the new kind of power that you can unlock is being able to take a die back into your pool from the plate, which is really great. Oh, hey, glad you got to try Ganshin Clever. Did you play it multiplayer or solo? Curious to know what your thoughts were, if you enjoyed it. And hey, Andy, yes, rolling dice, always a good time. All right, but let's go ahead and get started here. So it's gonna give us a good roll here. Obviously, we're gonna get all 6s. It's gonna be great. Oh, that's a lot of 1s. To no one's surprise. Similar to Ganshin Clever, the white die is wild as well, so. Oh, fun times. I think I have to take a 1. Oh, I do start with a reroll though, so maybe we'll use that right off the bat. Let's see. I think we will, because otherwise I'm taking a 1, which I guess I could take a 1 as a yellow, but then I don't have a wild to use, so we'll see. Oh, nice. Yeah, this is one that I feel like, oh my gosh, a lot of 1s again. This is one that when I play it solo, I usually have to play it multiple times. Also because I feel the solo scoring is pretty challenging, so that usually I'm like, oh, I can do better than that. Let's see. We have 1, a lot of 1s again. I guess I'll take the yellow 1. And for this one, we have to circle it first before we cross it out, which I sometimes forget to do. Hey, Michael. Thanks for joining. All right, let's see. So we have the 1, we have a blue 1. So this might be an okay time to take this 3 here. Yeah, and then I get that blue 1, so I get to cross off the blue 1, and then the silver acts as like a wild for the silver stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and cross off any one of these threes. I think it'll be likely that I wouldn't use a 3 pink. So I'll cross off pink. We'll see if that works. All right, and last roll for this one. Oh, really? Oh, that's good to hear. I'm really excited for my copy. It's tied up with some other pre-orders. So I pre-ordered Cafe from Pythagoras Games forever ago, and it was supposed to come out, I think this past like February it was estimated, but it still hasn't come out. Or potentially even December of last year. I don't quite remember. It's been a long time. So yeah, unfortunately it's like tied up with that order. And then I was waiting on the new Crew game as well. Velocity's Rollin' Right is out now, but again, it's all like kind of waiting on all that stuff together. I'm definitely gonna take this 6, put it down here on my pink. Actually, I'm gonna put it on green. If you're not familiar with Doppelt, so the green scoring score in pairs, so you have multipliers, so like ×2 multiplier, ×2 multiplier, you take the difference between your first and second box, and that's your score for that. So I usually like to try to get a high green so that I can take a low green if the solo AI rolls it. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and roll for the solo player now. All right, and they take the, we have a lot of die rolls off the screen here. They take the 3 highest, so I believe. Oh, 3 lowest values on the platter, sorry. So that we can't use those. So we have a 1 and a 2, and if they're tied, it's the one that's closest to the platter. So this one goes up here. So those are the 3 we can choose from. I could take the yellow one. That doesn't seem like a bad idea, so we'll do that. All right. Going into round 2, we get our +1. Beautiful. Yeah, I'm also curious to know. I like the idea that it's a little more challenging. Is there like a new mechanic like Doppelt added where you can take dice back, or is there something else like that, or is it just the scoring that's different? I honestly, it's one that I knew that I needed in my collection, so I didn't look into the specifics of the mechanics. Usually I do really thorough research on a game before purchasing it, but if it's part of a series that I love, then it usually gets a pass. All right. We have a blue 1, not very helpful. We have a 3 white, also not super helpful, especially since we've already crossed off the blue 1 here, so that's not ideal for using the silver die. So I suppose, and with the blues we want to go from highest to lowest combined with whites, so like 4 doesn't really give us a lot of room there. So I think I'm gonna end up taking the white 3 and using it, oh, I don't know. We'll take the white 3 tentatively and use it as a yellow, I suppose, although that doesn't combo off the one that I already have. We'll use it as a pink, how about that? All right. Yeah, for those of you who just joined, thanks for being here. If there are any games you're interested in seeing, I have the like full spread at the beginning of the stream. And if there are any games you're looking forward to playing this weekend or this upcoming week, let me know. All right, I think I'll take another pink 3. So we'll do that here. And our last roll. We have a 6 yellow, a 4 green, and a 3 silver. We'll take the 6 yellow, I think. Oh wait, I forgot to put this up here. We'll take the 6 yellow. Ooh, even more satisfying combos for Clever Cubed. That sounds like a good time. That's the best part. I always get so nervous the first like 4 rounds because I feel like I'm not doing anything. I'm like, nothing's crossed off. And then, you know, that like 5th and 6th round, it's like, ooh, it's good. Okay, so 3 lowest dice go up. We have our 1 green, we have some 4s. These 2 are closest to the platter. And I will definitely be taking that 1 green here. So that is a multiplier of 2. This becomes 10 points. And we get a re-roll for crossing that one off as well. Let's go ahead and take that. Alrighty, and going into round 3. So this is the power that lets us take a die back from off of our platter. Let's see how we do. So the yellow 1 doesn't do us any good. I could take this silver 3, which would allow me to mark off more spots here as well. I can't really use the low green or a low yellow, so I think we'll do that. So we have a yellow 1, a 2 green, and then I get to cross off a 3 of my choice. Let's cross off the 3 yellow question mark? Alrighty. Ooh, those are some high numbers. I will take the 4 pink, I think. Although if I take the white 5, it does lock in a high score for both blues. We'll do that if I take it, because again, blue and white are going to be added together. So it would be nice to have that, and then I can use it as a pink or as a blue for my first high blue. Ooh, there are lots of options here. Or I could take it as a silver and cross off the pink 4 and a 5. Oh, decisions. I don't know. Backseat gaming allowed. That way if I lose, I can blame it on you. I mean, that way if I lose, you know, obviously I'm making all this. But please. Let's see. What should we use the 5 as? I'm not really sure. I think, okay, here's what we'll do. We'll use the 5 as a green, so that'll become 10. And then with my blue, hopefully I'll get a high blue number. Ooh, a 6. Perfect. So 6 plus 5 is 11. Oh, wow. Brain no work. Okay. And do I want to take any of those off? I could take the pink, but I think I'll save it. We'll see. Ooh. Yeah. It's like they're very similar, but they each have their own little flavor. So for me, it's like if they release more in the line, I'm gonna get them. Also, they're like very affordable games too. So, you know, it's not like you're breaking the bank buying the same game over and over and over again. I think there's enough different that it's worth, like if you like that style of game, it's worth getting multiple, especially if you're playing them 6 times in a row. And Hadrian's Wall, I have not gotten to play yet. I am interested in trying it. I am a big Shem Phillips fan. I think his game designs are really fantastic. So I'm curious, and I've heard good things about the roll and write as well. Oh, I see someone before asked about Hadrian's Wall. Sorry, I missed that. Yeah, I'm very excited to try it, but it's largely unavailable at this particular time. It was one of those that I thought, oh, you know, I'll wait to hear a couple opinions first and then kind of get into it. But by the time everybody got it and loved it, it was already sold out, which I should have known. All right, let's see. So we have our lowest, these are really great dice. So we have 2 4s, which will go up, and then our closest 5. So we have these ones here. And for the board, I could take this 5 and get a 10, which is pretty good. It'll allow me to take a die back off the platter later on. And I think I want to use my +1 for this 5 pink. I could save it, but oh well. You're totally fine. Thanks for coming. We're just playing Doppelt So Clever, and that's good to know, Michael. The campaign aspect seems really fun. Since like usually I'm allergic to playing the same game multiple times in a row, but with roll and writes, especially when I'm playing solo, that's definitely like I definitely usually end up doing that anyway. So having a campaign arc to it sounds really fun. Let's see. Yeah, we'll use our +1 to take that pink. I should probably wait until I really need it. I'm gonna wait until I really need it. Oh, you can get it straight from Gorfil? Ooh, that is very, very tempting. I'm trying to not go gung-ho on buying games though, you know? It's like one that I'm like, oh, but I could probably wait. So we have a 4, we can fill in one of our choice. Let's go ahead and fill in, if we fill in a blue, then we would get to cross off a yellow, which would get us closer to filling off another blue, which would be cool. Or I could take a pink 6. There's nothing that we really like super need right now, so it's yeah, hard to choose. Let's see. I'm just gonna take a blue. We'll do that. It's gonna be hard to get a yellow 6 again, I feel. Yeah, and the thing is too, we're coming up on the holiday season, so it's like I know I'm gonna be buying a lot of games for other people and people will be buying games for me, so I'm trying to hold out till Black Friday and things like that, although the Black Friday sales lately have not been super great. Understandable with everything going on economically, but you know. And yeah, Railroading's another one, back-to-back games. Ooh, Planet X and Alchemist, nice. Hide from the postman. Yeah, it's funny because especially when we're selling games, it's like I feel so bad for our poor postwoman. Like every day I'm like, hey, here's 3 more packages. I'm really sorry. But Planet X is super fun. I've only gotten to play it at 2 so far though, but I'm really looking forward to playing it with a little larger group. It's very much like Cryptid, and I really love deduction games as well, and Alchemists too. It's just hard to find people to play with since it's so like crunchy. Growing up, I used to do those logic puzzles with like, I don't know if you guys know, like where you would have like all the people and like what color shirt they're wearing and like what they're eating or something, you know, crazy like that. And then you would have like the grid and it would tell you so-and-so was not doing this and you have to like cross off all the things. Alchemist gives me that vibe, but obviously with a board game, so I really enjoy it. But yeah. And also recently I just purchased from Game Crafter Doom Machine, which was a Kickstarter solo game if you haven't heard of it. And it was one of those where I'm like, I'll wait to see how it is. And then he announced that he wasn't going to be publishing it or anything or releasing it. He said like, maybe, you know, later on if I do another Kickstarter game, I'll put it as an add-on since people are interested. But he finally uploaded it to the Game Crafter just recently, so I snagged a copy before I can't get my hands on one. And yeah, oh, I'm glad I'm not the only one, Michael. Those logic puzzles were dope. Ooh, okay, it's good to know there's a solo variant. It's like, it's a good problem to have that there are so many games with solo modes, and I feel like most games that are good that don't have a solo mode, usually there's one posted on Board Game Geek. There are so many I need to try. Like, I really want to try the Abyss solo mode on there. I really want to try the Arboretum solo mode on there. I really want to try the Res Arcana solo mode. There's just so much. It's like overload with learning rules and playing games, which again, very good problem to have. Do I want to take this green one? And of course, as soon as I said I won't get a yellow 6 again, there it is. We'll do that. So, oops. We get a 1 here, which means it'll be a 9, and then we get a blue of our choice, so we'll pop another 10 there. Yeah. Having the solo modes though too is really nice. Like with Alchemist, it might not be everybody's cup of tea, but if you enjoy it, then like if it has a solo mode, I feel like it's a lot easier to justify saying like, well, I'm just gonna get it for me and who cares what anybody else might or might not want to play. Let's see. And another yellow 6. Friends. So that's how I get good die rolls. I just have to say that they're not going to happen. I think I want to take this 5. So I can get this 2 and this 4. Let's do it. So you have a 2 pink, a 4 blue, and then a 5 of my choice. I believe for these ones it's by how many are filled out in each. So the columns are the bonuses, and then how many you have filled out in each row is how you're gonna tally up your points for this box. So maybe I'll put it on the blue 5 since I have 2 there. Although I have 2 pink as well, and I'll probably take a pink 5 if I ever get one. So we'll go there instead. All right, last roll. Not as fun as I would have liked. I do have a reroll though. Oh, I should have taken some dice back. That's what I should have done. Oh wait, and this goes here. Maybe we'll take the 2 as a yellow. So that we can work on getting more yellows. Or the 3. Let's take the yellow 3. There we go. All right, this one here, technically. I also have quite a few friends these days who will only buy a game if it has a solo mode. Which I'm like, I guess that makes sense. You're never gonna have like a long list of shame or shelf of shame list, which currently we kind of have because we have a lot of games that play 3+ that we just haven't gotten to play because reasons, you know? We have a 1, a 3, and then a lot of 5s. I think technically these were up here, so this white 5 is probably the closest one. Let's see. The 8 here with a +1 isn't bad. I don't hate that. Could I use a 5 anywhere else though? Yes. So what I can do is I can take the 3 from here and get the +1. So this will be an 8. And I get a +1. And then if I want to, I can take another one or up to 2 more. I could take 2 pinks, but that'll be hard to get like a 4, a 5, and a 6. But I think I need the points. So, or I could take this 5 green for 15 and pulling 1 back. We'll use 1 + 1 for this green. So 15. Let me get this friend here. Do I want to use my other +1? I don't know. I'll save it. I'll save it. We'll save it. All right. Going in around 5. I don't know if this happens for anyone else either, but when I play clever games, I usually, by like round 3 or 4, start to forget crossing off which round I'm on. I don't know if anybody else has that issue. It might just be me being really spacey. But that is usually how at least one of the games goes when I'm playing them back to back. All right. Green 1 wouldn't be a bad idea. Can't really use a yellow 1 or a blue 1 or a silver 2. So yeah, let's go ahead and take this to 3. That'll be 12 points. I have no pink points. That's not good. I keep holding out until I have it built up a bit. Ooh, a white 1, a yellow 3 I've already crossed out for this silver die, so that's not ideal. I think I'll take the yellow 3 for here, because then we get a blue of our choice. which also gives me a reroll. Ooh, baby. And then I'm gonna use my, I don't remember what it's called, die take back action to take this one, the wild back. That will be helpful, hopefully. We have, ooh, this is like a very nice smattering. Unfortunately, the 10 is too high to take for blues. So this is not helpful because it would only be a single die. I can use this pink 5 though, so we'll go ahead and do that. And that gets me a reroll. I have so many rerolls left and only one round after this. I don't think there's anything else I want to take from this one, so keep going. Alrighty. What is this? Do you guys see this? What is that? Do I just re-roll it? I'm gonna just re-roll it. Okay. Oh, and there's a white one and a yellow 2 down here. So we have these 3 are the lowest. Wonderful. Those are very helpful. Oh gosh. Should I take the yellow 2? I wish you could use rerolls on the solo person's turn. That would make things so much easier. Obviously, that's why you can't do it. I mean, I only rolled 1 out of 6 dice. That is statistically accurate, okay? None of these are good. I guess I'm taking the yellow 2. I'm hoping I get another 2. The reroll bonus doesn't help me. Oh, I can get a take back a die bonus over here instead. We'll go for that. And do I want any of these dice? These dice are not good. I should have taken that pink 5 forever ago. Oh no. Alright, round 6. I have a feeling this is going to be a very low scoring game. Oh, alrighty. What do we have here, friends? Hey, I can get all the 2s. I'm doing it. I'm not even gonna think about it. Well, those are some good dice. Darn it. Okay, that is very fair, yes. based on prior experience. So we get our blue 2 and our yellow 2, which give us the yellow of our choice, which we can take a yellow 2 to get another take back these of a die. And oh, we get a 3 of our choice as well. Might as well keep going for these blues, since that's our common, that's the most full. And I will use both of these take backsies. Why not? Last round. I feel like I'm a hoarder with stuff in games as well, where I'm like, but I might need that take back later or something. It's the worst when I'm playing video games, especially like RPGs, or I guess RPG board games as well, because I'm like, oh, this would be helpful right now, but what if I really need it later? I don't know if anybody else has that mentality, but then it's like I'll end a game with like a million different potions that I never ended up using because then, yeah. Good times. Let's see. We could do 7 and get a pink of our choice. Let's do that. All right, so 1 plus 6 is 7. We get a pink of our choice. We'll take a 6, thank you very much. We get a take back C's, but there's nothing to take back, so just roll these. Okay. I also feel it's really challenging to get all of the 1 types of powers to get the bonuses at the end here. I feel like of all the times I've played, I've maybe gotten 1 once. So obviously there's some strategy there that I'm not quite focusing on or grasping, but yeah. Should we do rerolls? I would like a higher number than a pink 4, but if I don't ever get higher than a pink 4, I'm going to be really upset as well. Let's do it. We have 3. What could go wrong? Right? Oh no. Here we go. Oh. Let's try one more time. I guess I could use that white as a 4, but now we're getting greedy. A pink 4. I could take the 6 and get a lot of green points. But if I take the pink 4, I get a +1. I could do both. I do have a +1. So we'll do that. So I get my 4, I get a +1. I'm going to use a +1 for this 6, which will go here for 18 plus a fox. And do I want to use the other +1 for the single one so that I can lock in 16 more points and a gray of my choice? And then I can get another fox? Yeah. It feels lame to use a +1 to take a 1 die, but I feel like that's a good move. And then I get a gray of my choice. Do I want a fox or do I want 5 points? Definitely a fox. Okay, we'll see how this goes. Hey Drew! Thanks for stopping by, and hey Ken, good to see you. Oh, it's a good one. All of them are good so far. Again, if you just got here, I haven't played Clever Cubed. I have it locked up with some pre-orders, but hopefully it'll be here soon. But we've heard good things. John said he really likes it and it's very challenging, so looking forward to playing it even more. Oh, hey, that's awesome. Good to hear. Have you gotten to play yours yet, Drew? And Ken, hope you get to play it soon. Super, super fun. All right, the 3 lowest are these 2s, and then we have 2 4s. All right, spatial reasoning. Which one is closest to the platter? I think it's the yellow die for sure. That one goes up there. We don't have any +1s left. Oh, I can't use any of those really, except the yellow 4. But that doesn't get me any points because they don't cross it off. Oh no. I guess I'm taking the yellow 4. It's a very anticlimactic last little turn there. Oh, bahoo. All right, let's go ahead and move on to scoring. Oh. Tia and no friend. No, just kidding. Just one solo. Hey, that's good. Did you enjoy it? How was your first go at it? All right, let's see. For silvers, it's gonna require a little math. I'm just gonna casually pull up a calculator. I normally don't trust myself to do basic math for board game scoring, and even less so while recording, and probably even less so live. So we have 7 for this top one, since we have 3, and then we have a 4 row, which is 11, plus 2, which is a 4, plus 3, which is a 7. So we have 29 for our grays. Yeah, it's a tough one. There's some people on like Board Game Geek forums that are like, oh, it's so easy, you just have to do this formula and blah blah blah. I'm like, I haven't figured out the formula yet, but okay. But yeah, it's a tough one. If you don't get a great score, especially your first time, I think that's kind of to be expected, as you're about to see. For yellows, they have 4 that are completely crossed off, so that can be 36 points. For blues, we got to 28. For greens, we have, let's see, 10 plus 9 plus 12 plus 16. So we have 47. That's not too bad. And then pinks, pinks. 3 plus 3 plus 5 plus 6 plus 4. Oh wait, not plus 64, plus 4. 21. Did I do that right? 6, 12, 9. Yeah, 21. And I think I have 2 foxes. We have one in the green here. And then we also have one on our silver here. So our lowest score is 21 times 2, which is going to be 42. Let's see how we did. Yeah, I mean, I guess weight-wise, it's like an pretty easy game to learn, but obviously there's a lot of strategy you can develop. So I think in terms of the weights, probably based on how easy it is to kind of get the concept of it, I think it's pretty straightforward. But yeah, in terms of the solo game and what the challenge scores are, it's definitely really challenging. Oh, we're just about to tally up the final score. Is your dog okay? Just really hyper and excited? What kind of dog do you have? I got to pet, yesterday morning on my walk, I got to pet the most gorgeous puppy. We were arguing. I'm like, I think it looks like a husky. We were looking off in the distance and Duke was like, I think it's a collie. Turns out it was a mix, so we were both right. Alright, let's see. 29 plus 36 plus 28 plus 47 plus 21 plus 42. 203? Is that bad? Is that good? Let's check. 203 is, it looks like we're, 2 stars. You've been training! Exclamation point. That's like, I feel like that's pretty condescending. The highest score is over 320 for twice as clever. Lowest is 140. So I guess we're more towards the lower end of things. Oh. A bagel. Basset Beagle. Oh, that's awesome. Very nice. I never envisioned myself as a pet owner, but circumstances kind of worked out in such a way that we adopted 2 pets just this past year. Not necessarily because of COVID, just with how like life and finances and scheduling things are working out with like, for a long time I couldn't like own a pet because I was doing a lot of gigging and doing a lot of music things. So it was like my free time was so limited with like working multiple jobs and you know, just not being home ever, and I felt like it wasn't really responsible, but in graduate school and all that stuff. But yeah, we actually adopted 2 bunnies, so I know all about the zoomies for sure. Alrighty. Okay, cool. So yeah, that was the basic board for Doppelt So Clever. And again, if you're interested in trying out the expansion board, which is this one, essentially it has like the greens you can fill out in any order, so you can do them in pairs of 2, so you can do the lower value first or the higher value, but you have to complete a set of 2 before you move on to the next ones. There's a little bit different scoring with like which pinks you can place where. Some of the yellows start crossed off, but they're more in a line versus like a grid, and you can see their different powers here. But if you picked up Doppelt So Clever or even Ganshin Clever, and you're interested in trying one of these expansion boards, let me know. I'd be more than happy to laminate you one and mail it to you if you're within reasonable mailing distance. I don't know what pricing is for mailing stuff internationally at this time, but yeah, for sure, if you're like in the States and stuff, let me know. And if you live internationally and you can't get your hands on a copy, feel free to hit me up on Instagram or Board Game Geek. We'll get you taken care of. Alrighty. So yeah, Doppelt So Clever. Any suggestions for a next game? Feel free to let me know as I'm packing this one up. That's the nice thing about roll and writes too, is they're so easy to just like bust out and put away. Oh, I love it. It's great for lunch breaks, work. Fantastic. Alrighty. Broccoli! Oh, that's such a cute name! Oh. That's fantastic. Man. Yeah. The first time, my bunny got the zoomies, I was freaking out. I'm like, what did I do wrong? And then I'm like, oh, okay. That's normal. And sweet, sounds good. Yeah, just let me know and we'll figure it out. Should we do another roll and write? I don't know. Cartographers. We got good old Metro X. Another one, so in my most recent button shy order, I picked up Ragemore, which y'all probably saw the video on that. I also got Death Valley though, because I don't know if you guys have seen, but this game is absolutely gorgeous. This is one that I kind of didn't look into as much because just faith in the publisher, the art was really good, and it's low cost, you know. I figured if I didn't enjoy it, if it was too light or something, I'd find someone who really did. The multiplayer for this one's really cool, 2-player. The solo play, I don't know if I'm convinced on, so I brought it in case anybody's interested in seeing it. We can like piece through it together, and maybe y'all will pick up on something that I haven't picked up on yet for the solo play. So feel free to let me know if you're interested in seeing this one. This was one I was not sure about. Up for Death Valley, Cartographers, yeah. Oh, and the bunny's names, so the girl bunny, her name is Shelly Belly. her shelter name was Shelly, which I was like, I don't like that name. Then for some reason my brain was like Shelly Belly, so that's her name. And the boy's name is Maximus, so we call him Maxi for short. Let's see. Yeah, so maybe we'll give Death Valley a go. I'll have to brush up slightly on the rules for it. When I got it, I played it a couple times, just to see like if I wanted to do a video on it. Out of this and Ragemore, obviously Ragemore was the favorite, so that's the one I made a video of right away. But this one, I don't know, maybe after some more plays it'll grow on me. I also got the Pyramid expansion, which I'll leave that out for now, but essentially it just substitutes out some of the cards so you can try other ones. Every one of those looks good. Yeah. So this one's a set collection game with like a push your luck element. So I guess it kind of reminds me sans deck building or deck construction a little bit of like Flip City or whatchamacallit? My brain is blanking. Mystic Veil a little bit, where you're like revealing cards and trying to make sure that you don't bust by having the same symbols multiple times. Yeah, which I'm a really big fan of those games, so I thought that this one would be good as well. And again, I love the art. I think it's very good casual, but I'm not sure. The solo mode feels a little swingy. And it's called the like backseat driver mode for the 2-player game, where you're essentially flipping some cards at random to see if the other person or if you bust. So I guess the solo mode is based off of that, which it kind of has to be, but it does feel a little random at times, I guess. It feels like it can be very swingy since you bust, but that's kind of the nature of push your luck games anyway, so it's not necessarily a negative. It might just be like a personal preference thing, but yeah. All right, let me go ahead and make sure we're getting this setup correct here. So we're gonna shuffle all the cards and we're gonna flip the top card face up. So this is going to be our desert. We'll put it aligned correctly for y'all. On this side. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Thanks for joining. So we have our desert, and then the top of the deck is also going to be part of our desert. So that's kind of like our draw area. And then we're going to be making a journey and a scrapbook. Let me zoom back out here a little bit so we can actually see stuff. 1 second. Actually, I can probably just do this. Stretch the screen. There we go. So we have our desert over here. We're going to be laying out cards in a line, so we're going to need some space. And so essentially the gist of the game is that we are going to be kind of going through and sightseeing. We'll be collecting things along our journey and then kind of like cataloging them or like banking them into our scrapbook. And then based on card adjacencies and things like that, we're going to get some different points. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to choose a card in the desert, either the face up card or a face down one, and add it to our journey. That's our only action that we can really do for the first turn. Let me check for the solo play. We go first. Okay, so basically we're gonna be able to choose one of these cards to take. Stars, and like each card will have an icon up here. The number underneath is how many of that icon are in the deck. So like the suns are some of the most common, so we might bust on those pretty easily. But there are also like some stars, which will get you points based on where they're at the end of the game. And then there are some scoring conditions on each card. So I think we'll take a random one off the top of the deck since I don't want to get too many suns right away. Oh, and there's a sun. So we got Super Bloom. We'll get +2 points for each water icon in our journey in Scrapbook at the end of the game if that's still a card that we possess. Let's see. So now for the solo person, for the backseat driver, they're gonna have just a journey set out and no scrapbook. So what they're going to do is they are going to look at the face-up card in the desert. If that card would make me bust, they're going to put it into my journey. So again, we're looking for 3 or more of the same matching icon. Since that won't happen here, then we're gonna check to see if they have any of that icon. So they have no suns, so they'll take this card. If they did have a sun and it matched, then instead they would take the top card of the journey instead. So they're doing everything in their power to, you know, put us at a disadvantage, and then they're checking to see if they'll put themselves at a disadvantage, and if not, then they'll get a random one. So this Mesquite Flat Dunes will go here, and we'll flip our next card over. Okay, so we have Scorpions, +2 points for each mountain adjacent to this card. I think that's a mountain icon. Terrain, sorry. So we have heat, terrain. So the other option we can do now that we have a card in our journey is rest. So we can move a card from our journey into our scrapbook. And the way that we're going to be able to make sure that we don't bust is if we have other cards in our journey. Like if I had these 2, for example, and I was afraid we'd get another sun, I could choose one of these to move down, and I can tuck the other one or any other cards under it so that those symbols will be hidden. Once they're in your scrapbook, I believe the symbol still counts towards busting, so it's not like you save yourself there. And then for this card, as far as adjacency goes, it can be cards that are orthogonally adjacent, so to the left or right in your scrapbook and or journey, and then also the card that's above or below based on if it's in your scrapbook or your journey. So which cards you pull down when, there's also some interesting choices there. So as of right now, I don't think it makes much sense to pull this card down, so we'll take the Scorpion and flip our next card. All right, Furnace Creek. When checking if you bust, ignore heat on cards adjacent to this card. So that'd be nice if we could put it in our journey next to our heat card. But they're going to be played from left to right for your journey. And then when you pull them down to your scrapbook, they'll also be played from left to right as well. So here's the instance where this won't make us bust. The AI already has a heat card, so they're going to take a random one off the top, like so. Okay. All right, and it's our turn. I don't know that I want to pull this sun card. But the other thing that we can do yeah, we'll go ahead. Unfortunately, we can't take the card and add it to the AI's journey. So I guess we'll take a random one off the top because I really don't want to have 2 suns. Oh, hey. So Telescope Peak. As your action, you may look at the top card and add it face up to either player's journey. Ooh, that's pretty nice. So some of these cards, instead of having endgame scoring, will give you just like a little bonus that you can use instead. So that's pretty cool. All right, again, they're not going to put this into ours. They're not going to take it, so they're going to take a random one off the top. We got Dante's View, which is a terrain card. All right, and it's our turn. Again, I really don't want to take that one. I mean, the worst thing that can happen is I'll take a random one and it'll be down here. The other thing I can do is I can put this card into my scrapbook and then place scorpions and then hopefully get another one. So they'll be +2 points each, which would be nice. As far as endgame scoring, another thing that I'm trying to keep in mind are the stars on the cards. Let me just double check and make sure I'm doing this right. So stars in your scrapbook won't award you points, but stars in your journey cards will. So if I move this down, I'm gonna forfeit that 1 point, but potentially get 2 points instead. Let's see. Resting is a good way to stall though if I don't see a card that I want. So maybe we'll go ahead and do that instead. All right, so I'm gonna rest and place this here. I'm not going to, I guess I can put Super Bloom down here as well. That way I can cover up that sun card. And yeah, that way you don't have to worry about it coming through. One little thing that I was not sure about from the rules, unfortunately this happens with mini micro games sometimes where the rules seem super intuitive, is that because the placing of everything in your journey or in your scrapbook is really important, one of the things that I had tried to look into was whether these cards are going to then slide down or whether they just stay suspended. But I believe from everything I could see in playthroughs that I saw that they move down. But if anybody has played this and knows otherwise, please feel free to let me know. All right, and I don't have a sun, so they will give me this card now, which allows us to see the next card coming up. Devil's Hole, +4 for every 2 cards hidden underneath this card. Ooh, interesting. That card will stay out. They won't give it to me or take it, so I have some time there. I'm gonna go ahead and move my scorpions down. Move this over. They will take a random one off the top. It is a blood card, so this will go out here. Okay. But yeah, this is one of those things too where it's I guess the strategy would be to try to reveal or put out cards where you time the solo player busting. But yeah, it's a little weird to wrap your mind around, I think, from the first playthrough or first couple playthroughs. And then it's back to our turn. I think I want to leave that one there for now, because then if I get another mountain or another mountain card comes out, then I could potentially bust. So as your action, you may look at the top card and add it face up to either player's journey. I'm going to do that. So we have Artist's Palette, which is a terrain card as well, and we get +2 points for each other type of hazard only adjacent to this card. So anything other than another terrain card. This is good here because it gives us +2 for this and +4 for these two, but then they're gonna make us bust. So I don't want to do that. We lose cards in our journey when we bust. We'll see if that happens here. So I think I'll give it to them. Then they will flip a card. Ooh, okay, so they have 3 suns now, or 3 heat icons. So let me just make sure we're doing this correctly. So they're gonna check if the active player has 3 cards of the same hazard type in their journey and scrapbook, they bust and must clear their journey. So first they're gonna take the rightmost card of that hazard type, so the heat card, and they're gonna flip it face down and put it in their discard pile. So I'll just set that over here for the AI's discard pile. Yeah, the card names are really nice, and honestly, the art is so gorgeous as well. The very colorful and very heavy contrasts and lights and darks. It's just, yeah, lots of complementary colors as well, and just a lot of saturation. It's a very nice style. And then, so that's going to be their discard pile. They're going to shuffle all of their journey cards back into the deck. Anything in their scrapbook would stay, but the AI only has their journey cards, right? So these are gonna go away back into here. Alrighty. And let's see, there was something about scoring for the discard pile as well for the solo play, I thought. Alright. So these are all shuffled up now. So they have nothing in their journey. So that's like one of those things where if it's at the end of the game, it would be very awkward to have the AI have like no cards, which could happen. All right, then it's back to our turn. I'm gonna wait on that particular card. Well, here's the thing, if I wait on this card now, the AI player will definitely take it. So I think I will go ahead and take this card. I'm gonna flip. This will not make me bust. They don't have one, so they take it there. Snakes. Speaking of very wonderful card names, we have like all this cool stuff. Furnace Creek, Telescope Peak, snakes. Ooh, Devil's Golf Course, +2 for each sun in your journey. Unfortunately, that would cause me to bust. So I need to cover this card or do something. Otherwise I will lose my cards here. Ooh, it's worth 5? Oh, but they're gonna take it and get the 5 points then. I suppose at this time it might not be the worst to just bust to make sure that they don't get the 5 points? Question mark? I'm not sure. That seems like a lot of points. Thoughts from the chat? Anybody want to help out here? So the AI will get 1 point for each card in its, or each start in its journey, and they'll also get points for the positive scoring. So like this one says +1 for each sun adjacent to this card. Instead of getting +1 for each sun adjacent, they'll just get 1 point. And they don't get any negatives. Like this one has -2 for each sun in your journey. I don't know. Not a fan of snakes. More afraid of spiders? Yeah, I can feel that. There was a little baby garden snake in our workplace a couple years back, and I just heard screaming from the stairwell. It was a little baby one. So I picked him up and put him outside. As long as they're not venomous, you know, I do enjoy snakes. But I understand people who don't. Snakes are kind of a little out there. Yeah, I think we'll just have to get rid of this card, unfortunately, and Devil's Hole. All right, so this will go into my discard pile here. And then these, since it would go into my journey, rightmost card goes into discard, these get shuffled back in. Sad day. I actually wanted a pet snake growing up, and I almost convinced my parents. We were like at the we were at the pet store. The guy was talking about, oh, you know, like they're actually really great pets. They're pretty low maintenance. They're really friendly and stuff, you know. They get a bad rap, but they're super nice. My mom was not about it, but I could tell she was considering it and kind of coming around to it. Until the guy was like, yeah, and if you keep the dead mice in the freezer before you feed him, they're much more docile. I was like, nope, we're out, we're done. I was trying to tell her, I'm like, I will save up my allowance money and buy a mini freezer so you never have to see dead mice or have them in the freezer. And she was like, no, I don't want it in my house. Which, looking back, I don't think I could stomach doing that now. But like as a kid, I was dead set on it. I don't know why. I can totally understand someone not wanting dead animals in their freezer, like dead mice and stuff. So, you know. Mesquite Flat Dunes, +1 for every 2 stars in your journey. I just went, so now it's the AI's turn. They will take this card, which is not great for me. Ooh, Badwater Basin. Your other water cards do not score points from their stars and abilities. I don't have any, so that seems pretty good. Go ahead and take that into our journey. Devil's Hole again. They will take that +4. Ooh, that's not good. Furnace Creek. I guess I'll take it. It allows me to ignore a sun if one comes up. They do not have a water card, so they'll take that. Usually their journey would be one long line, but obviously for the sake of saving space on stream. Racetrack Playa. After your action, you may swap 2 cards in your journey. Interesting. I mean, I'm protected from it here. Like the heat icon doesn't count for any cards adjacent, so I could maybe like swap these 2 cards and then eventually swap 2 or swap like another sun here, and then they would both be protected. Seems pretty good. All right, Dante's View, +1 for each visible card in your scrapbook. So they're gonna take a random one off the top, and they got coyotes. +3 if it's adjacent to an animal. Do I want Dante's View to combo with my scorpions? I think I'll go for it. We'll see what happens. I think, I know that one of the terrain cards is in my discard pile. I don't remember which terrain card is in the AI's discard pile, but there are only 5 in the deck. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's potentially one more out here. Hopefully it doesn't come up anytime soon. Eureka Dunes. They're gonna take a random one. Oh, there's the other one. So what I can do now is I can rest and put this one into my scrapbook. I don't want to tuck any cards because I do like the points that are out here. They are going to flip a random one off the top, and it is a water droplet card. I forgot what these ones are called. A flood card. There we go. I am so bad when it comes to the names of specific like board game stuffs. Does that make sense? Like in my mind that's a water card, but they're called flood cards. I think it's just so much to like learn rules and things that to have thematic words for everything in a game, it just, my brain, it does not stick. Hopefully that's not apparent in like the solo playthroughs and tutorials and things. I try really hard to study for those and use the terminology as it's written in the rule book, but in my day-to-day, I'm like, I have no idea what that's called. All right, and they're gonna take a random one. It'd be cool if they bust. If they get a water card, which I think this is a water card, right? They will bust. We'll see. Hey, there we go, Scotty's Castle. So this is going to go into their discard and all these will get shuffled up. Oh, which means that I could bust now because those 2 other cards are back in the deck. Oh no. This is not ideal. So I need to figure out something because otherwise I'm gonna lose all my stars in my journey. I guess I can lock them in. It's my turn. But these don't get me any points if they're down here other than the +1 for each visible card in my scrapbook. So, oh, I don't know. I'm gonna take Eureka Dunes. I'm gonna use Racetrack Playa to swap it with Badwater Basin so that these 2 symbols don't count and I don't bust on sun cards, question mark. All right, oh no, and then they're gonna give me Devil's Hole. So this one is gonna go away, and then I lose all of my journey cards. Oh man. Whew. Well, we tried. I should have just banked 1 to get the 1 point. But then I also would have been closer to busting as well. Okay. And the game will end once our desert runs out. Let me double check that. The game will end once there's no face-up card in the desert. Flip the top card and place it. If there's only 1 card remaining in the desert, the game ends. So yeah, once we only have 1 card and we can't have a face-up and a face-down card, it's over. Alrighty, it's our turn. We can take Furnace Creek, which is the one that prevents us from busting on suns for some cards. We'll take that. They will take Eureka Dunes. I will take back Badwater Basin. They will take Snakes. And then we can take Mesquite Flat Dunes if we want. Plus 1 point for every 2 stars in your journey. Seems decent. Oh, and then they're gonna give us Racetrack Playa. Aw, man. Come on. Just make up things for their icons. Assistant becomes Bowtie and Magician becomes Top Hat. Yeah, absolutely. I think the one that really sticks for me is, for whatever reason, Res Arcana. There's like a fire and a water droplet, but they're called Calm and Elan or Elon. And for some reason, that to me is just so cool. And everybody else is like, just call it a fire token. I'm like, but this one's actually kind of cool. I don't know. Usually I don't get into that kind of thing, but for some reason, those just really tickle me. And like the life and death points versus calling it a skull or what have you. Although I have to say, when I was first introduced to Netrunner, I got so frustrated. It's like, yeah, then you draw from your R&D and you, well, I'm like, you mean my draw pile? You mean my discard pile? I don't know. I think it's cool if you're really into the flavor of it, but it definitely doesn't help like learning the game to have a completely different set of terminology, you know? Especially if the person teaching it is set on using the terminology instead of just trying to like help you learn the game. All right, I think it's back to our turn because they forced us to bust. Plus 1 for every 2 stars. Let's keep doing it. Mesquite Flat Dunes, let's go. Furnace Creek. Also, I'm pretty sure these are based on a real place. Yeah, Death Valley National Park. Dangerous and beautiful. Sounds like it. I think I prefer mountains to deserts personally, but I can see how it'd be. Oh man, Badwater Basin, why you do me like that? Let's see. Oh, wait, I'm not supposed to look at that. What am I doing? I will take Furnace Creek again, because that blocks out this sun. When this flips, they will take this card, Artist's Palette, Coyote, nobody gets... Oh, it's my turn though. Well, I can't bust with Coyote because they have the 3rd animal card. And then they are going to take a random one off the top. Yeah, those ones are called animal cards. Whew, checking the terminology there. They will take a random one off the top. And then there's only one left. So that is the end of the game. So now we're going to tally up our points. Yeah. That is true. Thanks for pointing that out, Andy. I'm not a fan of hot weather. Although I feel like desert nights would be really fun. Just like chilly and very serene. And you can just kind of, as far as the eye can see. I feel like I would really like desert, like nighttime. But yeah. 134 degrees. Oh, baby. No, thank you. But I heard that in deserts, like, it gets below freezing most nights as well. Like, they're very swingy, right? Oh, hey! Thanks for stopping by. Are you shopping for board games? No? Well, have fun shopping. All right, let's see. So, tallying up our score. For us, we gotta do a little mathy math here. We are going to get a point for each star in our journey. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are also going to do scoring abilities. So plus 1 for every 2 stars. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't think we get it for the leftover. This gets plus 3 if it's adjacent to an animal, which it's not. So we're still at 7. Oh, I forgot we have this power of Telescope Peak. Whoops. Plus 2 for each adjacent. So we have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then plus 1 for each visible card in our scrapbook. 12, 13, 14. So we are at 14 points, which I will probably forget. So please take note of that. And then up here, they're going to get points for there's stars and any positive numbers on their cards. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 16 to 14 to 13? Was it 14? I think it was 14. So yeah, we won just barely. Again, it's like a very relaxing game. I feel it kind of takes you on a journey, which when you're sightseeing, that's kind of, I guess, what it emulates, except the busting part. I don't know, maybe because it's dangerous as well as beautiful. Yeah, there are a couple little strategy things, but I don't know. What do you guys think? For me, it feels a little random with like which card comes up, but I guess you can card count pretty well since it's a 18 card game. And like with the cards that are out in the discard, so there's like a little memory component, which I guess sightseeing, memories, building a scrapbook, thematically it makes a little bit of sense. Like you have already seen these places, you're not going to go back and visit them again. And like I said, there is a Pyramid City expansion, which adds 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 new cards that you just can substitute in with some different scoring and different things like that. Yeah, and then there are hidden cards is like the new little mechanic with that. So I don't know. This might be one that in the future I do a solo party video on, but it's not currently on the list for that. So hopefully you enjoyed seeing it here. But yeah, it is very pretty. It's different from any other kind of small card micro game that I own, so it's like one that I'll keep and maybe play every now and then. Or the 2-player version is pretty fun. Because there's a little more kind of control over what's happening, but it does largely play out similarly. All right, thanks for stopping by, Ken. Have a nice walk. But yeah. Ooh, yeah. I guess it would depend on the season, right? For the nighttime temperatures in Death Valley or in any desert, but yeah. So the live stream will be uploaded, and then I'll put in timestamps for which games are where. So if there are specific games you want to check out that you weren't able to be here live for, I'll have that edited and put up after the fact. So yeah, I think usually like YouTube auto uploads it. So it usually takes like a couple hours for it to process, but then yeah, I'll put in those timestamps for you guys. Thanks, Ken. All right, but yeah, that is Death Valley. Again, this is a newer Button Shy one that came out recently. I don't know, if you're into pretty games, like this one kind of gives me similar vibes as well to like Parks, with just collecting different kinds of memories and obviously thematically as well, and it's very pretty. But Parks is another one. Parks and like Tokaido both kind of have that feeling of there's usually an optimal move that's very predictable, I guess, in a way. So it's just kind of like, I'm not a huge fan of games that feel like the game is playing me versus the other way around, if that makes sense. This one has a little bit of that feel, but I think that's kind of fitting for the type of game that it is. So for some people that might be a big draw. Like this one I really enjoy. Parks is one that I've kept and enjoy. Tokaido for me, even though I love the art and the theme, that one for me felt like it was taking me a little bit too much on a ride, although I've heard the expansions add a lot. But yeah. How do I like Agropolis? I haven't gotten to play it yet. Or actually, I played it once so far. It's a lot more challenging than Sprawlopolis. There's a lot more to keep track of, like with the number of animals in the pens and things like that, and the scoring is interesting. I like that there are cards that have specific icons on them for harder scoring. It's like for each combo card that you flip over for like the backside, which have the unique scoring abilities. If you have certain cards that combo together, you can like raise the difficulty by increasing your threshold by a certain number of points. I don't know if that makes any sense for me just saying it versus showing it, but yeah, it's pretty challenging. We haven't tried to combine it with Sprawlopolis yet, but that's something that I'm looking forward to trying for sure. But yeah, I think I prefer Sprawlopolis just because it's a little cleaner. I'm also more used to it, so I'm a little bit biased, but I'll definitely have to give Agropolis more plays before I make an official statement on that for sure. I think I had heard someone earlier, I don't remember who it was, sorry. Someone had mentioned Cartographers and wanting to see that one. So unless somebody has an objection, we'll go ahead and do that one next. John, have you played Sprawlopolis and or Agropolis? Or anybody for that matter, if you have any insight, I'd love to hear it. It's so sad. I have all the expansions for Sprawlopolis, but I still just enjoy the base game so much that I haven't really ventured into playing with them yet. I just got the Interstate expansion with Death Valley and Ragemore, like this latest Button Shy order. Yeah, but again, haven't gotten to play it yet. Alright. Ooh, should we do like the pretty side or the little, like, I don't know what side this is called. Chasm. I was gonna say like crack, but it's not really a crack. Alright. Get our cards out. Oh man. Cartographers, like I said, one of my favorites. Ooh, Capital Lux 2 after that? Sure, we can do that. This is one of my favorite, you know, roll and writes. I think I mentioned in whichever top 10 video I mentioned it in. Just the theme and everything. Ooh, so good. The drawing, ooh, fantastic. But, we played this at a friend's house recently. And, I found out that I've been playing this game wrong the entire time. If you're familiar, there are these monsters that you mix into the deck during the different seasons. And I thought that they go back into the deck so that it gets progressively harder as you go on. You have like a higher choice of pulling monsters. That's not how the game works. Once you get a monster, you pull them out. And it was like one of those moments where my friend was like, yeah, did you take the monster? And I'm like, what are you talking about? You put it back in. And he just looked at me and I looked at him and I grabbed the rules. There was many explicatives being shouted at that point. Because like there are a lot of games, like I really like variety. And so there's rarely games that I play, you know, in the double digits of times, like the high double digits, and this is one of the ones that I have, but I've been playing it wrong, so, you know, it's awkward. But, what are you gonna do? Oh, thanks for stopping by. Hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll see you next time. Oh, and that's good to know, John, that you like both. But yeah, once you try Combopolis, definitely, let me know. Message me on Instagram or something and tell me how you like it. Alrighty. We'll do our little seasons here. And let's set up our goals as well. Here are the monsters. Alrighty. And I know the goals are supposed to be random, but y'all, I mean, the green tree card has to go with the green A goal. You know? I know it gives the game more variety to not do it that way, but like the blue water card has to go with the blue B. And the red village card has to go with the red C. I don't know. It's one of those things when I play with other people, I don't, you know, I mix it up. But when I'm playing by myself, it just like, I don't know, it hits me in a weird way if the colors don't match. Alright. Okay, let's see. What are we doing here? Got this, got our markers. Does anybody have a preference on making the board pretty versus getting the playthrough over with as quickly as possible? Speak now, forever hold your peace, because again, we have our matching colors. That is my intention, unless somebody has an objection. Alright. Let's see, and we'll shuffle these up with one of our monsters here. This is one that I play multiplayer a lot. I played it solo for the first time the other day, so I will keep the rules handy just in case. But really the only thing that is affected is when you draw a monster. I believe like the arrow tells you the priority for where it goes. All the rules are over here. So we'll just keep that there just in case. But I think we should be good. Did I pull a monster? Not yet. Okay. Also, if anybody has played Cartographers, have you played with the Skills mini expansion? Quickly, capital X2. Okay. We'll go quick. I won't do like crazy drawing stuff. I'll just use the colors. Is that an okay compromise? The skills expansion, I don't know. We could play with this, but it will take a little longer. Not that much, but essentially you just have these cards and then you can spend your gold coins instead of using them just for points each round to activate the different powers. I think you can do 1 power per season and they have different costs. So like you set out, I think it's 3 of these, yeah, and put them out. I mean, I don't know. You guys want to see the skills mini expansion? Yay, nay? What do you say? All you guys are figuring that out. I'm gonna put this out. So Stoneside Forest, 3 reputation stars for each mountain space connected to another mountain by a cluster of 4 spaces. Oh, that one's weird. Our B goal is Mage's Valley. You get +2 for water spaces next to mountains and +1 for farms next to mountains. Then we have our C goal for villages. 1 reputation star for each village space in the largest cluster of village spaces that is not adjacent to a mountain. Jeez, okay. So we want everything next to mountains except for villages. That kind of works out. And our D goal is Broken Road. 3 reputation stars for each complete diagonal line of filled spaces that touches the left and bottom edges of the map. Oh, and they don't have to be in order. Cool. Seems good. I'm gonna overlap these slightly. I'm sorry about the glare on the cards here. Apologies. Yeah, usually when I do a recording, I unsleeve my cards for y'all. You're welcome. But for this stream, I figure that'll be a little too much to get all the games out and then get them re-sleeved. So we'll go with that. Yes, the skills expansion. All right, we'll do 3 of them. So let's have 1 acrobatics, concentrate, and cure wounds. So concentrate is the most expensive. It'll cost 3. During the draw phase, if an ambush card is not revealed, draw the chosen shape a second time. Fill it with the same terrain type. Interesting, so we can double up 1. During the draw phase, if an ambush card is revealed, the shape drawn on your map is a 2x1 shape instead of the depicted shape, so we can get less monsters. Cure wounds is 1. During the draw phase, draw an additional 2x1 shape adjacent next to a monster space. Fill it when available with an available terrain type. That seems pretty good for 1 coin. All right. Let's go ahead and get it started. Yeah, so once per season, we can activate 1 of the 3 available. We spend the coins. We do not earn reputation coins for spent coins at the end of the season. Could always put the box under the top end of the cards. Under the top end of the cards. Wait, what? I'm a little confused. Andy, help. Like this? Oh, that helps a little bit. Is that? No, that was just my hand. Under the top end of the cards. I'm not sure. Are you guys okay with this? You can see the diagonal lines. It's all good. We'll get to it when we get to it, I think. Alrighty. Monsters over here. Season over here. Draw pile over here. I think we're good to go. Okay. So we can have up to 8 points. So we have an orchard. Cute. All right. I think trees will get me more points sooner for my A season versus the whatchamacallit, Mage's Valley. So let's go trees. Let's try to get these all connected up. I think I also want to try to get some coins as well. So we'll just do little green boys here. I'm doing not the pretty trees because, you know, Y'all don't want the pretty trees. Tip the cards. Oh, I see what you're saying. I could probably do it like this. A marker. Hey, there we go. Cool. Thanks for the tip. Is that better? Good. Super official, very classy marker under the card trick. That does look way better, doesn't it? All right. Anywho, so we have our orchard. You know what? No, it'll take just as much time to do the pretty pine trees as the other ones. So we'll do that. Okay. And then we have our, so this one has to go on a runes if possible. And we have a rift lands. That's an awkward one to put on a runes. I suppose I can put it here to try to connect these, or I could start a connection out here. Let's do, or I could do water for 2 points next to one. Let's lock in 2 points. The Scrabble tile holders, yeah. Those might be a little too steep for streaming, but something along those lines would be really good for sure. All right, so we're at 2 still. Treetop Village, let's go. Ooh, or I could get 5 points for villages later. What do I want to do? Decisions. 1, 2, 3. I don't know. Do I want to finish this one and get a coin? Do I want to connect this one for sure? Oh, and then we're trying to get our diagonals too. Let's start working on that. So we'll do this Z shape thing here with some trees. These are very uniform trees. Okay, Great River, water. Do I want a coin or do I want to make big water? If I use big water, I can get 2 points for each. So maybe we'll do that and get closer to getting a coin. Can't really put it down here because the shape doesn't fit. I guess the other option is I could put it in the corner. Do I prefer playing Cartographers with Duke or solo? Well, I prefer playing it with other people than Duke. Just kidding. Like I said, this is my second time ever playing it solo. I think I really enjoy playing this one both ways, I think, so far. When I'm playing it solo, I can like take more time and like get really artsy with it if I want to, I guess. That's like one thing I am looking forward to trying for sure. So that can be really relaxing, but this is a fun one solo too. I always like seeing how people draw stuff on their boards as well, like especially the monsters. Like usually people use the normal iconography, but I have a lot of friends that get really into drawing weird stuff for the monster spaces, so that's always a good time. So yeah, I don't know, Nicole. I guess probably playing it with people for this one, but that's like it's so close. It's hard to say one versus the other, you know. So we can get 4 points for homesteads as long as it's not touching a mountain space. So I can put that here and start on that diagonal, I suppose. So let's do that. Oh, it looks like Christmas. Isn't it weird? I mean, I don't know. I feel like this is a thing and not just a me thing, but where we have certain color combinations just ingrained in your brain as one thing. Like anytime red and green, I'm like, oh, that's Christmas. Or yellow and red, especially with board game components. I always think of ketchup and mustard. Which is weird because I usually play yellow and Duke usually plays red, so I'm like, ooh, it's ketchup and mustard. Or if it's blue and red, I'm like, ooh, we're doing Spider-Man game today. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. All right, so this will be the last one for A scoring, or for our first season of scoring, which is Jones Lake Forest and Mages Valley. Blue gets us 2 if it's next to our mountains. So do I want to put that here and get a coin, or I can put it here and get a coin, or I can get 4 points for the fishing village later on. I think, oh man, I don't know. Let's do, let's do 4 points for the fishing village later on. This is gonna be a super tall skyscraper house, as they made. This is this is like, you know, once the Shire ran out of room, they started building upwards on tops of the hills. All right, so that'll be our first spring season. So we're gonna score A and B. We have 2 mountains connected by forest, so that'll be 6 points for A. For B, we have 2 points, 4 points for our water spaces, no farms. And we have 1 coin, and we have 0 monsters. I use purple for monsters. I don't know. I guess the cards are purple. That makes sense. And so, for our points overall, I'm gonna use brown for. Oh no, my brown. Oh no. Hold on. Play it here. Nicole, if you're still around, have you played Cartographers? Have you played solo, multiplayer, or is it one that you're interested in? Okay, so we got a total of 11 points that first round. Not the worst. I guess it is nice too, because Cartographers does kind of have like a threshold of how well you do that feels like beat your own score. So it's nice to play with other people and just have like a solid like satisfaction of how well you ranked compared to everyone else. Put in our next monster card for summer. Oh, and I guess we could have used, the only one we could have used is Cure Wounds, which doesn't apply since we didn't have any ambush cards, so keep going on for that. So now we're going to be scoring Mages Valley and Great City. Okay, so flip. Oh, goblin attack, speaking of. So let me make sure I'm doing this correctly. But the arrows, it says bottom right. So I think we placed it in the bottom rightmost space where it's available. So corner of the map, you're gonna start on the edge of the map, indicating that direction in an attempt to legally draw it without flipping or rotating. So yeah, these goblins will go here. Oh hey, they actually help fill in some of our mountain, which is cool. Thanks, goblins. I'm gonna make them little... These look more like bunnies than goblins. Oh gosh. Alrighty, next card. We have an orchard. Oh, and this ambush card will get taken out. I'm gonna do that right now so I don't forget. I played that wrong my entire life. Oh my gosh. So I can get 2 points for the... yeah, oh, 1 point if I put it down here. Or I can start building out this way to combat monsters and connect to our majigger here. Not sure what to do. I feel like I'll start to build out this way because the 3 points does seem very nice. We'll do it this way as well. I'm covering up our runes though, which isn't great, but we do get our coin and cover up a monster spot and almost get the 3 points for that for the last round. So here is our coin. Alright, I'm gonna cross this off as well so I know I got it. I usually don't do that, but I feel like I'll lose track if I don't do it. Oh no, ruins and treetop village. I could put it here and make this village really big. Yeah, let's do it. So it's 2 by 3. This is big house. All right. And our next card is a hamlet. 5 points, or we can get a coin. So 5 points twice for or an extra 2 points. Because we could put it in this corner. So that'd be 4 points or a coin, which is 1, 2, 3 points. I guess we'll take the extra points. Unless I think I'm gonna use the coin for a skill. So we can make a smaller ambush. We can cure a wound. might be good to take the coin. At the worst case, we'll lose 1 point. Best case, we'll get some good, you know, stuff happening. So we'll take our coin and we will add our little 3 spot. We'll add it here. Let's fill that in. Curious to know as well if anybody else enjoys Cartographers and backed the Kickstarter. I think it's supposed to ship soon, hopefully. Farmland, not the most ideal, but I could put it here and start working on diagonals. I could also put it here and start negating monsters and get a point, so we will do that. No pretty shape for farmland. I guess I can draw a piece of wheat. Is that how wheat looks? That looks very strange. It's orange, so you'll know what it is. So we're at 6, and then we have, aw man, another monster. So this will start in the top right corner. Now, since it can't be drawn here, since there's a mountain space, it's gonna rotate in the direction of the arrow or some such nonsense. So it says, move 1 space from the edge and attempt it again in the direction indicated by the arrow. So I guess since it's going, see, that's confusing, the direction indicated by the arrow. Does that mean it goes this way then, I suppose? Because I can't go to the right anymore. So we'll get our monster here. I could use the acrobatics to make it a 2x1 shape instead, but then I'm forfeiting getting fill-ins for the coin, so I'll leave it, I suppose. Probably a bad idea. So we're at 6, 7, 8. Oh no. Whoops. I guess I should get rid of some of these monster spaces, or I can get 4 points. Or I can, ooh, this is what I'll do. We'll do this. We'll get rid of 2 monster spaces and get a point. I'm just gonna do the lines. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and tally up our score. The monster goes away. No hard mode. We'll put a new monster in so I don't forget for next time. So for our B, for Mage's Valley, we have our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points for that. For our village, we have mega points. Ooh, baby. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. It's not too shabby. For our income, we didn't spend any, so we get all 3 points. For our monsters, we have a lot of negatives. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh my gosh. So we got 17 for that round. Oh man, it's a little sad. Okay. All right, moving along into fall. So now we're gonna score Great City for our largest city, not touching a mountain, and also Broken Road, those diagonals from left to right. So you really need to get something filled in here. Alrighty. Hinterland Stream. None of those score me any points. Great. Love it. I suppose we'll do water here. Yeah, I can't connect a tree here anyway. I guess I can connect a tree up there. So where is the best spot to put this? I can go down here, but then I have 2 single spots that are not accessible by monsters. We'll just do it. Why not? This is very spiky water. Okie dokie. Riftlands! What's up? Let's do it. Again, unfortunately, none of those really get me points, so I guess we'll just put water here. And that gets us a coin. So we'll take that. Blah. And next one, we have Great River, which is not great either. I I can definitely get rid of some of these monster spaces though, so we'll do that up here. Like so. And take a coin. And then we have Forgotten Forest. Where do we want to put some trees? I could try to start connecting here, but I would need like a 3 shape, or draw an additional 2x1 shape next to a monster. Oh, that doesn't work. Oh, this one isn't connected, but it almost is. So let's do that. We'll just draw some trees here. And we'll get our coin, which I forgot to cross this one off. Get another coin. We're rich. What up? We're at 4 out of 7. Marshlands. Oh, come on. You're killing me with these shapes. I guess I'll put some trees here, question mark? It doesn't really help me extend downward too much, but water doesn't get us any points either, and that shape does not help us down here. And we're at 6 out of 7. So this one has to go on a temple, fishing village. Okay, I can put water here, but then we have like awkward spots to fill. Oh no. Oh no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's 8 out of 7, so that's it. Let's see. I don't feel great about that. We didn't even add on to our actual village, but at least we get our 16 points for that again. For D, we only have 1, 2, 3 diagonals filled in, so that's 9 points. Oh, I guess I could have used purple for this one. We'll use brown. Oh, we haven't used pink yet. So 9 points for the diagonals. For our coins, we have a lot of points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I should definitely use some skills now because they won't get me more points after the fact. And then our monsters, we have 1, 2, 3. So only -3, that's not bad. So we have 16 plus 6, 22 points, right? Wait. 16 plus 6 plus 6. So 16 plus 12 is 28, right? There we go. Did I do math right? Oh my gosh. Now I'm super self-conscious about whether I can add. Plus 9 plus 6 minus 3. 28. Okay, I did it. We're good. Alrighty, let's add in our last monster here. I'm really excited for the new monsters in the Kickstarter as well. Seems like it'll be a good time. Alright, and our shortest season, winter. We have Stoneside Forest and the Broken Road. Oh wait, that's the opposite way. Winter. There we go. We'll see how we do. Oh hey! Thanks for stopping by, Jordan. Hope you're having a good lunch. Alrighty, so again, just to review, our skills cards, we can draw the second shape a second time with the terrain type, the same terrain type, could be good. During the ambush phase, we can draw 2x1. That will definitely be helpful if we draw an ambush card, and then we can also heal for 1, which seems pretty good. Yeah, microwave burritos, let's go. Honestly, for lunch breaks, microwavable food is just, there's nothing like it. I'm not much of a cook, but I learned how to make bao. It's so good. You can just put it in the microwave and throw in a soy sauce packet and boom, lunch done. It's great. Hinterland stream, excuse me? This is terrible. And it costs 2 points. What is this nonsense? You guys. I can't even get rid of a monster spot with it. I guess we're just drawing water. Oh, that is sad. Well, let's see. Forgotten Forest. We can start building up here. Let's do it. If we get another little forest piece, we'll get our +3, which will be great. Those are trees, by the way, in case anybody was wondering. Fishing village. Oh, we can put it down here. Heck yeah. There's a lot of blue, so just, yeah, I'll just draw more blue. Noodles. Oh, which type? We'll live vicariously through you. I need to go grocery shopping, so I might pick up more of that like yakisoba ramen. So good. Wait, did I cross off? Did I get this one before? The coin? Anybody know if I took it or not? 1, 2, 3, and I don't remember how many of these coins I took. It might be possible, we'll see. Noodles are the best, but they're so bad for you. I like didn't even realize, you know, because they're like the cheap option that tastes the best, but then I like for your mental health, if you enjoy microwave noodles or any type of like prepackaged noodles or just noodles in general, do not look at the nutrition facts. I've like seen things that I can't unsee now, and it's very disappointing. Great River. No, I needed forest space. Sad. I'm upset. We'll put the Great River here. And we'll take a coin. No. And let's see. I'd rather be fat than give up noodles. I mean, that's, I can't argue with that. 100% yes. Speaking of which, has anybody played that new ramen game? I just saw my buddy Alex posted a solo video of it that I'm gonna be watching probably after the stream. It looks super cute. And yeah, I think Andy, I think you showed me that one and you're like, this is your game, so I'm gonna look into that for sure. Dark chocolate is good for you, so why not? I don't think I would enjoy dark chocolate with noodles though. And I think I'm going to do the Cure Wounds action for 1 coin. So we'll spend a coin. And we'll draw an additional 2x1 shape of water up here. So that'll save us 2 points instead of the coin, which would only give us 1. Sick. Alrighty, Broken Road, we actually got some stuff happening. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. How many of these are filled in up to here? So what is this diagonal? Oh gosh, I'm just gonna mark up the board here. This is the biggest one that we have. And I know it said it doesn't have to be like all of them, but we'll just do this. So we have 9 times 3, 27 points. What's up? And then for our A1, we have how many connected by trees? 1, 2, 3, 4, so 12 points. Not the worst. And then for our gold, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 unused coins. Potentially 7, but I don't remember if I got that mountain one. And for our monsters, we only have 1 negative. Hey, that's great. So that is a total of some number of points, which is 27 plus 12 plus 7 minus 1. 45. Ooh, baby. Let's see how we did. 45 plus 28 plus 17 plus 11. Ah, not 1. So we have 101. And let's see, I think we have to add up our scores in the bottom right corner. I'll put these cards away for now. So we have Subtract the numbers in the lower cards. So we have minus 24, minus 16, minus 22, minus 18. Uh-oh. 21? All right. Oh, we're a master mapsmith. That's almost the best. 30 plus is legendary cartographer. And you can get negative 30 obvious in drinker. Dim-witted doodler. All right, so that's pretty cool. Did pretty well for second time playing it solo. Nice. So yeah, again with the multiplayer, it's nice to like objectively be like the winner or what have you, versus like just seeing kind of what your score is. But very relaxing, very fun one for solo gaming as well. And probably once the Kickstarter comes out, I'm gonna be playing this one a whole bunch solo and with Duke. So we'll see what those add. You don't eat chocolate with noodles. It's a treat for being so good by eating noodles. Fantastic. I will keep that in mind. Yes. Thank you. Let's see. So we did pretty well at Cartographers, which means the next game is probably going to be a flop. Oh man. Capital Lux. We'll see how we do. Alrighty. Here are the cards. Here are these. Here are the monsters. Where are the other two monsters? Oh, I guess I never drew them. Ambush cards. There we go. Alright. And we have our letter cards. Okie. And this beautiful, beautiful board. Good to know. I'll send like an emergency text when I'm at the grocery store and be like, so do I need one microwavable ramen or do I need like the entire crate of it? It's just so convenient to pick up the whole cardboard box of it, you know? And then you get 8 and then you can carry them easily instead of having to waste plastic bags, you know? It's like, I'm just being environmentally conscious. Alrighty. Sweet. Sorry if it's like shaking the camera and the table when I'm erasing. My bad. So I guess, yeah, next up, Capital Lux 2. Let's go. Oh, it's so good. Oh, I didn't like fill in my crest or anything. Whoops. Okay. To be fair though, I think we did like, I think this makes it a little bit easier with the chasm in the middle. So had we not had that, although I didn't have any that intersected with it, so I don't think it helped me too much for that particular playthrough. Okay. See, the problem is that if I buy like an 8-pack of noodles, they're gone. Because then I'm like, oh, I'm gonna eat it. I'm gonna eat more. I'm gonna eat all of them. Or it's like I'll eat one and be like, oh, I'm still a little hungry, but not enough for a second one. But you can't just make like half of it. So, you know, it is what it is. All right, let me get some water here. Like, I haven't been sick in so long, and then of course the one day where I plan on doing a little bit of a stream, you know, it's like, oh, my voice. Oh, sad day. I think we'll just use kind of like the normal 4 powers that we're including in Capital Lux, since those are the 4 that I know the best and I'm less likely to mess up on. But yeah, that way y'all can see the solo play. You guys haven't already ordered and played it. I know that's like probably like one of the top games that everybody's like, yeah, I bought this one as per recommended. Food is for eating, wine is for keeping. Man, that's one of those things that like I don't drink wine or anything, but it seems like it would be so cool to have like a wine fridge or a wine cellar or whatever. I just feel like if you got one of those, you've made it. It's fancy stuff. It was at like when I was looking at buying a house, actually there was a condo that was very fancy, and it had whatchamacallit, it had like a little wine fridge in the kitchen. I'm like, ooh, that's fancy. Oh yeah, the first one is so solid and so good. I was a little nervous about how the solo play would be, but oh, it's great. We'll put our AI up here, Rob. Okay. Cards out. Definitely need to play the second one, Jordan. The new powers seem cool too, though, although I haven't really gotten to play with them that much. But it's good to have the option, you know. I figured the worst that could happen was I would just end up playing the first game with the new cards and having some options to try other stuff, and if it was broken, like, whatever, at least I can play the game. And it was out of print for so long, so, like, at least people can get their hands on a copy now. Which, that was, like, the big thing. I always felt bad recommending this game and talking about it, because then people would be like, I literally can't buy it anywhere. I would just have to, like, say, oh, I'm sorry. Alrighty. Let me make sure I'm setting it up correctly. The one thing too that does throw me off a little bit is the setup is a little different from the OG first edition Capital Lux. So like 2 cards start out in the hometown and a couple other things. So make sure we get that sorted out for y'all. But yeah, I mean, I've said it 1,000 times. I'm sorry for talking your guys' ear off about this game, but it still baffles me that this is not a more popular game. I guess Aporta is a little smaller of a company. They have a lot of great games though. This, Santa Maria, so good. Oof. Weirdly too, this came out, the original Capital Lux came out around the same time as Santa Maria. I think maybe even the same year or within a year of each other. Alright. Anyway, I'm not gonna use the capital sheet, I don't think. Fine, we'll use it. I'm not gonna put out the power tiles, so we'll just use one of these ones. This will be the capital. And let's see, gold tokens. Use a little cuppy. We'll use a blue cuppy. I feel like that's very royal looking. Okay. And we have our citizen deck. 3 random cards to form the first. Yeah. Okay. Let's do 4, 5, and 6. Like that. Oh, Capital Lux. So it is a drafting game. And essentially it's like set collection. So you're getting different cards, either playing them to the capital, in which case they'll give you a specific power that you get to utilize, or you place them to your hometown. But if you play them to your hometown, you're essentially trying to make sure that you don't bust and have more points than are in the capital for that particular type. It's a really quick game. It's 3 rounds drafting, so it's pretty straightforward, but there's a lot of depth there. It's very, very good. One of my all-time faves. And thanks for joining. I've been playing Ragemore a lot more as well still. It's fantastic. Any expansion for Capital Lux 2? So there is, they had it in the Kickstarter, the like expansion for it, and I think there was a mini expansion as well that it came with. To my knowledge, those haven't been released at retail yet, but to my knowledge, they also weren't Kickstarter exclusives. Usually Aporta is pretty good about putting those extra things on their website eventually, but I'm sure it probably got delayed with COVID and everything, so I know Mackenzie from Side Game said that he found them from a random shop in like Norway or something, that he could get his hands on them, that had some Kickstarter copies. So if you're overseas, you might have some shops there, but I know in the US, like no retailers that I know of have any. But hopefully the expansions will be on a Porta's website soon. One of the expansions adds a 5th player, and the other expansions just add, I think, more different powers for the capital. So, I mean, yeah, worth looking into if you really enjoy the game. But absolutely, like, the first edition with just the 4 powers was so good that if you get the base game that has, I don't remember how many, 16 powers that you can combine, it's like you really don't need the expansion unless you want to play with a 5th player, because you need like more cards and things like that. But yeah. Oh, really? Hey, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, I mean, if you can get your hands on it, by all means, do it. I don't think that the expansion, I'm guessing it's not that expensive. So if you can get it, go for it. But it's not necessary, quote unquote, I say. Alrighty. So yeah, we have our 3 cards to the capital, and my home base sheet. We'll put the AI home base sheet. This is hard to finagle on stream. I guess we'll put it underneath by Rob, but he's gonna have like other cards too, so we'll just kind of do it as we go. And then for the solo play, I want to make sure I'm giving him the right number of cards and things. I wonder if Andy, if that means that it'll be coming to retail elsewhere as well, or does it look to be like just like a kind of random shop that maybe got some from the Kickstarter? Would be curious to know. All right. So typically in a multiplayer game for Capital Lux, if you're not familiar, you would just draft your cards, but with the solo AI, it's going to be a little bit different. I guess we can do something like this. 4 extra flowers in the 5th player component. Yeah. Definitely that would be a great one to have if you're ever planning on playing with 5. Put a little cuppy here with our powers. Alrighty. Okay. Yeah, and if you're not able to stick around for the stream for Capital Lux 2, that's totally fine. I'll post it after with the timestamp, but I'm very much intending to, within my next, this will either be my next or my second next solo party video, so I'll have like a cleaned up version for y'all if you want to check that out instead, or later on. Let's see. So, drafting cards. We're gonna have 5 cards in Rob's reserve. So we'll put them over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are essentially going to be cards that he will get to add on as a bonus into his hometown if it doesn't cause him to bust at the end of the round, and they'll carry over from round to round. So we'll have a little bit of information there in terms of his points. And then for our cards, we're going to draw 3, keep 2. Leftovers will go in a discard pile, and we'll do that 2 more times until we have 6 cards. Hey, that's a great price. I mean, it's, like I said, this is such a great game, and it's very affordable. I mean, Kwanchai Moria art, like, come on. Can't go wrong. All right, so we have all greens to choose from. I think I'll take a high and a low green and discard the other one. We'll set our discards. I'm gonna put them off screen here. So this is my hand here. This will be the Rob's reserve. More greens, wow. I think we want some variety, so we'll do that. I mean, Andy, if you can get it, you know, I wouldn't say no. It is kind of a sci-fi theme as well with the art, so, you know. If that helps to sell it. Oh my gosh, all blues and greens for our draft. This will be an interesting first round. Okay. So, Rob will go first at the beginning of each round, and then we'll alternate back and forth. So the way that Rob's deck will work is we're gonna have our draw pile as well over here. I'll just put it up at the top. I'll put it off to the side. I think it'll be okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna flip over Rob's AI deck card. It'll either go to the left or right based on what's shown here. So this one says it'll go off to the left. Oh, whoops, I forgot to draw the cards on his hand. So he'll have a card on his left side and his right side like so. And this will show which card is going to be placed. Oh, absolutely, Jordan. Yeah, if there are times that you guys are free, let me know. I chose a random time to try to accommodate for different time zones, but yeah, definitely want to get back to streaming more. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Okay, so since it's going to be the leftmost card, it's going to be kind of similar to Death Valley, where he's going to check a couple of things to see how it works out. Ooh, sci-fi. Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully the post will get their business in order so that they can deliver it when you're actually there. So they're first going to check to see if Rob's going to check to see if he can play it to his home base. He's only going to play it there if it doesn't exceed the value of the cards that are in the capital. So in this case, because there are no green cards in the capital, he's not going to play it to his home base. It's going to go to the capital instead. Now, on some of the cards that will have a bonus symbol, in which case Rob will get a bonus for playing it here, but otherwise he doesn't get like the normal power that the player will get. Sundays are best. Sounds good, Jordan. I'll keep it in mind. Bye. So they're gonna go ahead and do that and then replenish his hand. So then it's our turn. So we can play it to our home base or we can play it to the capital. If you're not familiar, the capital powers for blue will get one of these random modifiers, which are plus or negative or positive modifiers for these, which will add or subtract from the sum. The pink card will allow us to take the lowest card of any one of the colors and put it into our hometown. Yellow will allow us to take a coin, which will help us prevent from busting, or will be worth, I think in the new one, it's 2 points each at the end of the game. And then green will allow us to draw another card off the top of the deck and put it into our hand. The benefit of playing it there is you get the power, but it increases the threshold for everybody. The benefit of playing it to your hometown is that as long as you don't exceed the value of all the cards in the capital, you will get to keep those cards as points. And then also if you have the most without busting as compared to your opponents, then you'll also get to take the highest card of that color from the capital as bonus points. So like, the green 6 will go to the person who has the most greens without busting, and they'll get 6 points at the end of the game. So that's kind of the overall gist. You'll kind of see how it unfolds as we go. So for us, we can definitely put some green cards down for our purposes. We do have a lot of green as well. So I think what I'll do is I'll start building up some of the points in the capital so that we can have as many green cards to work with as possible. And I definitely want to draw more cards since we only had blues and greens. So that'll give us more flexibility. Now, drawing more cards might seem OP, but the way that it resolves at the end of the round is that once your opponent plays their last card, there's like one more round. Any cards that you have in your hand, you get one last play, and then anything else has to go into your capital. So it does put you, or into your hometown, so it puts you at a higher risk of busting, which is just like a really elegant solution for how that works, I think. Yeah, so Rob's gonna flip over their next card. So this time it's gonna be the card on the right, and you can see it's a red icon. So it's a 4 yellow. There's no yellow out, so they're gonna play it to the capital. And in this case, this means that they are going to get a benefit with this little icon here. So since it's going to the capital, they're going to be able to take the lowest valued card. This is a bonus symbol, except for the one that he just played. So the lowest valued card is a 2 that I played previously, so that will go into Rob's score pile for later. I'm gonna put that off camera, sorry. Space is a little limited. and then it'll replenish. Now you'll notice the cards that go on the right also have a timer. So once we have, I believe it's 3 of those cards, that'll be like his last turn, since he doesn't have a regular hand of a set amount of cards. I'll put a little thing here. There we go. Okie dokie. So it's back to us. I think I want to draw more cards. So let's play a 6 plus a 5. Then we could take the 6 and the 4 into ours very easily without busting. Also have to keep in mind that these cards will go into Rob's hometown at the end of the round. So I want to make sure that I'm maintaining more than 6 green if that's possible. And he might get more there. So we'll see how we go with that. Draw a card. All right, Rob's turn. It's blue, so the left card will go up. 6 would exceed 5 for the sum, so he'll play it there. No bonus because there's no card there. Okay. Oh, some of these are not shuffled correctly. Okay, there we go. Our turn. We can start putting our greens down, or we can try to get other cards. If I keep this pink, I'm going to lose to Rob because he'll have 5 pink at minimum. So it might be better for me to play the pink there and take the yellow card so that I can then hopefully get have points in that category. Green or blues I think I'm okay on for now, so let's do that. So I'm gonna play the pink, which allows me to take the lowest valued card in any color. A little different from the OG game. You couldn't take pink itself, but in this case you can. I think it's except for the card that you played. So I'm gonna take this yellow 4, so I can play a yellow 5 later maybe. We'll see. All right, so for this one, the center one, that means that Rob's gonna take one off the top of the deck and play it. So this would kind of emulate the cards that you would see while you drafted, and then obviously like the first cards he would take, you would have no idea what those are. So I thought that was a really cool way of kind of setting up the AI deck. He will take this 6 into his hometown, and then it is our turn. We'll play the 5 here and get the gold coin. Otherwise, we would be at risk of him playing his 5, and then we would have a really high limit of yellows that could benefit him. We have another center card, so one off the top. So 6, which he will take. And then for us, do we want to draw another card? Do we want a modifier? Currently we're okay on all of these, so I suppose we'll start playing cards to our hometown and see how that goes. Rob's gonna play the rightmost card. This one he can take, which is not great. Oh, I didn't think that through so well. Oops. Okay, and that's our turn. I suppose we'll keep this green. Rob's turn. Okay, so this one's has a timer on it as well, and it's gonna be 1 off the top, and if he plays it to the hometown, he'll get a bonus. So it is a pink 6, he's gonna keep that. No bonus is taken for that. I suppose I can put his score pile next to his hometown. All right, and since that was our 3rd card with the timer on it, that means we get 1 more play, and then anything left in our hand is gonna go into our hometown. Any of his reserve cards are also gonna go into his hometown, etc., resolution in that sort of fashion. Oh no, we're not gonna win pretty much anything, but we can tie on greens, and then this will go into our hometown here. We'll win on blues, but not on pink or yellow. Okay, so now we're gonna go to the round end. So any extra cards we'll lay down. For Rob's reserve, we're gonna look at each color. So for blues, we only have a blue 6, which would exceed the limit, so he's not gonna do that. For pinks, our capital is at 15. He's at 6, plus 5 is 11, so he's gonna play both of these cards to his hometown. Not good, that's a lot of points. For yellows, there's nothing, and for greens, he can play the 2 or the 4, and I believe it will take priority to the highest card in his reserve. So I believe the 4 will be played. Let me double check that. Yep, start with the highest valued card, and then if he was able to play the 2 as well, then it would go there. So now we're gonna go ahead and check for majorities and bonuses. I didn't bust on any of mine, obviously. Rob didn't bust either. If you bust, you remove all of the cards of that color, and they get discarded. So for blues, I have 9 to his 6, so I get the highest card. This will be 6 points at the end of the game. I'm gonna place that off to the side over here. For pinks, he has the most, so he's gonna take the highest card, which is the 6. Place that off to the side over here. For yellows, he has 5, I have 4, so he gets the 5. And for greens, we are tied. So resolution for tying is based on turn order. I believe it's whoever went first gets the higher card, and whoever went second gets the second highest card. But I will double check that, as it may have changed in the second edition, or Capital Lux 2. I guess it's not technically second edition. Let's see. Score bonus. In case of a tie, each player adds 1 gold token to their score pile instead, and then the highest card is discarded. Okay, so that is quite different from the original game. So they'll get a gold, and then we get rid of this 6. Interesting. Okay, so that's the end of that round. So we're gonna refill and draft our cards again. The first thing that will happen is we're gonna draw up to 5 for Rob's reserve. So you have 1, 2, 3, and taking the cards out of the hometown is scoring. Like, oh man, it's such a good way to reset between rounds and to incentivize people to play to the capital, and just, it's very clean. I like it. It's good. All right, we're gonna draw 3 and keep 2. We'll do that 3 times. All right, I feel like it would be helpful to have a low yellow, as Rob will likely be playing to the capital if we don't. I feel like having a lower green would be helpful as well, although he has a lot of yellow. Leave the 6 out, that feels too swingy for a big number. Okay, next one. Let's see. Having a blue, he's gonna be playing a blue to the capital for sure. And potentially based on what number it becomes, I might have him beat, but I definitely need pink. So I'm gonna keep the pink and the blue. And let's do 1 more. I need big pink. Big pink is big, but the 2 blue could come in handy as well. So maybe let's do that. The other thing is I could try to get him to bust on pink, although he's pretty much there right now, so we'll see what happens with that. Okay. Oh, and let's reshuffle his AI deck here. Okay. Alrighty. Rob's gonna go first. So we have the right card is gonna go out. It'll get placed into the capital. Refill the hand. Okay, and then it's our turn. We could just play the pink. That might be good. Our other option is to play the green and see what we get. So maybe we'll do that first. Okay, Rob's turn. Rightmost card. In this case, it's, ooh, hang on. 6, 5, 4. This will go to the capital as well. Just by 1 point. Okay. And back to us. We do have some pinks, which is great. Is there a different color that we want to take? I don't think so. So I suppose we'll just start placing them down. Oh, I could take a coin. That would be good. Rob's turn. Gonna be a random one off the top, which is a 2 yellow, and it will go to the capital, so he will get to take the lowest card, with the exception of the card he just took, which is his 3 green. Oh no. That kind of emulates the pink power, which he doesn't get to use. So that's kind of an interesting way of managing the AI. So I'm gonna bust on green, but so is he, unless something happens. I don't have any green cards. The other thing I could do is play a blue card and take one of these tokens, and hopefully it would be a positive one to add to green, but if we both bust, it is what it is. So I just need to worry about getting my points out. 6-3. But he could take more blues. I'm gonna start playing my pinks down. Alright, and rightmost card. So pink is going to go to the capital. Yeah, there's not a chance that they're gonna bust there now, for sure. And let's play... let's keep our blue here, I suppose. Yeah. Rob's turn. It's gonna be the random middle card. So we have 4, which will go to the capital. No bonus for that one though. Our turn. The blues are at 9-13. We're at 9-13. So we're gonna play this to the hometown here. I guess I could wait to see, because I will have one more play for sure. So I guess I'll put this here instead. Will I bust there? No. Okay. Rob's turn. He's gonna play middle one. Oh, I guess technically this would be left, right. I was reading that iconography wrong. The deck goes on the other side, but I set it up this way. I guess we'll fix it for now. That makes more sense. I was like, that's a lot of random middle cards. So this one will go out. We'll take it. I guess we'll set it up this way then, so it's a little less confusing. Alrighty. And... my turn. Yeah, I guess we might as well keep this 4. Oh, I guess we're going to be keeping both anyway, ideally. Red, and this is his last one. The 2. We'll go down here. Not great. And then we'll go ahead and keep R2 as well. Okay. Checking to see if we busted. I don't believe. Oh, wait. Did we? This should go here instead. My bad. As our last play, right? Because 6, 4, 4, yes. And then we get one of these modifiers. And I believe in the original, yep, this is capital Lux too. In the original capital Lux, it's at random. So I'm just gonna double check the power for capital Lux 2 and make sure that it is also random, though I believe that it is. Yep, take the top one of the stack, look at secretly and place it. So we have a -2 modifier, which, let's see if there's somewhere that helps us. So 4 + 3, that would put them at exactly equal for yellows. For our blues, we're at 8-15. So they would be able to place out a 5, the 6, which would be 12-15, which would mean that I would not get the benefit because I'm at 13. So I'm going to place this here so the maximum is 13 now. That way he won't be able to claim the extra card from his reserve, if that makes sense. I think I did the math correctly there. So yeah, we'll kind of just go one by one and I'll add cards from here as needed. So our maximum here is at 8, 15, so 13. If they were to add 6 or 5, that would put them over, so no go there. I have 13 exactly, so I don't bust, and I will take the highest card into my score pile, which is this 5 here. Okay. The next thing we're gonna look at are pinks. The maximum, or the capital limit for pink, is 15 as well. They can't take any more pink. They're at 11, and I am at 13. Oh, we did it. So I get the highest pink card. Nice. That's about it though. The yellow cards, we are at 9 here. 7. There's not a 2 to make it to 9. 4. So they're going to take the 4. And for our greens, both of us bust. Now, if you have enough coins, like if I was only 3 over or 1 over or 2 over, I could spend coins in lieu of keeping them as points in order to retain my cards. Unfortunately though, I don't have enough. Neither does Rob, so these are going to get discarded. And nobody gets the card. Fun, happy day. Okay. All right, so we'll shuffle these up for Rob here. And those cards will stay in the reserve through the next round. We won't have to draw any extra since all 5 are still there. Oh boy. All right, round 3. My score pile is looking pretty sad right about now. Reshuffle this back up in here. Oof. Pretty sure these, yeah, collect all the 5 agents, reshuffle them, etc., etc. Okie dokie. All right, and then we're gonna go ahead and draft our cards to start. So 3rd and final round. Okay, we do need to rebuild pinks up a little bit. Having a 4 would be great, but they'll probably play their pinks and I'll be safe either way. So maybe a low pink to get more pink points, and a yellow card would be good. Okay, let's see, 1, 2, 3. So we have a yellow 6 could be good, and 3 green. Let's see for our last ones. Ooh, this is rough. Let's take the green 5, and let's also, I don't want to bust on blue, so we'll take the blue. Okie dokie, Rob, you are up. Okay, so this is gonna be the left card, and it's got the timer icon on it. Can't take it, so he's gonna put it out here and take the lowest card, which is gonna be the yellow or the blue. Let me double check on that. If they are the same, what happens? Lowest value card. If there's a tie, you choose which one of the tied cards to take. Well, I don't want to get rid of the blues because that puts me in a bad spot. Although if I get rid of the 2 blue, it would be at 8 and I could play 9, 10, 11, but that's, yeah, we'll get rid of this yellow card to a score pile then instead. All right, and then it's our turn. Replenish the hand. Sorry. Adjustments. Oh no. I'm tempted to play the low green there so that I can draw another card. The yellows we're gonna have to do some crazy manipulation with as well. But I don't want to put the limit too high there, and I only have high yellows. I could also alternatively try to make Rob's yellow pile bust. But in order to do that, I would ideally need to like build up the capital first so he would play more to his hometown, which I don't think there's time for that. And then I could take a yellow card using my pink card. Oh, I don't know. I'll wait on all of that. I'm just gonna play the low green for now. It's like too far out. It's too early in the round to tell. Oh, big blue. Right. Oh my gosh. Okay. Maybe not. This might be it, folks. So I have a minimum of 2 rounds left if they draw another red card. So what do I need to do? I need to build up yellow a bit, or I will... Oh, actually, I would be fine. I could spend a coin instead of busting. But then I have these 2 cards, so I have to play one and keep one. So I guess the one that I'm playing is the 6 and taking a coin. Then Rob is, oh gosh, Rob's gonna play this pink card. So we're at 14 and he's at 11, 12, 13, 14. Is that how math works? I think. 12, 12, yes. 12 and 2, 14. Oh no. So everything that's in front of me is gonna go down. On the pinks, I'm at 5, 4, 4. So I'm at 13, 14, 15. Wait. 13, 14, 15, 16. So I'd have to use 2 coins to not bust there, right? And then yellows, I'm fine. Greens, I'll be fine. Blues, we have 10, and I'm at way more than 10. So I need to play the 5. I don't know if I'll be able to make it, but we'll see what this modifier is. -3. Oh, so I'm gonna place this here on yellow, because then he will bust, right? Yes. And then that was my last play. Everything else is going to go into my hometown here. Oh, this is really dicey. Mom spaghetti over here. No! Did I do that wrong? Oh, no, I accounted for that, I think. Oh gosh, my brain. Okay, let's see. So, we'll start with blues. The total is 15. He has 9. If he adds a 6, that puts him at 15. I am at 16. I can spend a coin to be safe, in which case I also have the most. Let me make sure that that is true to the original as well. So yeah, it raises the maximum for me personally by 1. Okay. So I'm gonna get the highest card, which is this one. Okay. This is spent. Then our pink cards, we are at 14. He is at 14. I am at 9, 13, wait, 11, 16. So I have to spend 2. That's 4 points goodbye, but I get to keep my cards and I get to take this card. For yellows, the maximum is at 6. He is at, oh wait, 7, but he has a gold coin. Can he spend gold coins? I think he can. Oh, that one tie. Rob is also entitled to bonus cards. Ties are resolved in a normal way by discarding highest card and gaining gold. Ah. Oh wait, but can he spend gold? I guess that will be something I will have to check before posting a solo party. I would assume so though, right? That'd be silly if he couldn't. And oh no, do I bust on yellow then? Oh, I forgot I have 2 yellows. So I guess what I really should have done is put this here. Duh. Yes, that's what I did. XCOM that just a little bit. Can't do math. So we have 9. He has 7. I'm at 9. He can't add exactly 2. That would put him over. So I take the highest card. And then for greens, we're at 5. I'm at 5. He's at 4. He can't add the 2 because that wouldn't put him over. So I get the highest card. Ooh. Yeah, I guess it would be interesting to see if he can spend, like, knowingly take cards into his hometown if he knows he can spend gold. I don't believe that that's part of it. I didn't see anything in the rules on it, but I guess I can check on Board Game Geek after the fact and see if that's like a variant maybe to make it more challenging or something like that. All right. So now we're gonna tally up our score. I'm gonna start by just removing all the extra stuff that does not need to be here. So all the reserve cards, all of the remaining hometown cards, discarded cards, etc., etc. I'll get rid of Rob's cards as well, just so we can keep track of what's what here. Alrighty. Oh, I think we did okay. That last round somehow miraculously worked out to where things were kind of in our favor. So we'll see what the verdict is. Okay, so let's set these away, and we're gonna take all of the cards in our hometown. Gold coins are worth 2, plus all of our scored cards. So should we do Rob's score first or my score? I guess Rob's score, right? See what we're trying to beat. So I'm gonna take all his cards like so. Move these out of the way as well. Okay. I like to do metric scoring. It's a real thing. I know Danisha, I think that's how you say her name. She also does it too. I saw it in her orchard video where she groups them together in tens. It's just easier to keep track of that way. Because then you can quickly count it up, and then if you make an error in scoring, you can also go back and check it more quickly. I don't know. That's how my brain works, at least. So we have 10, 20, 30. Let's see. 40. Oh gosh, that's a lot of points. 50. And then we have 62, 64 for Rob's score. For our score, let's see how we did here. Oh no, now I'm nervous. I feel like it's not that good. All right, what do we have? We have 10. And then we have 20, 30. Oh, this is good. 40, 50, 60. Oh man. 70. 70-ish. This is where it gets messy. So 70, 81, 84, 85. So what was that? 85 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 64? 85 to 64. So we won, and let's see by how much. So 85 minus 64 by 21 points. So we got a score of excellent. And it goes from decent to good to very good, excellent, outstanding, and 31 plus is world class. So hey, that's pretty good. I think my previous scores, like the first time I played, I either won or lost very marginally. The second time I played solo, I believe I got like 16 or 14 points, 13 points, something around there. One of these two lower scores. So hey, improving each time. That's great. But yeah, that's the solo play for Capital X 2 with just these standard powers that came in the original game. Again, there were a couple little changes, so if you're a fan of the original and looking into getting this one, just like with setup and gold coins and scoring and things, just make sure you take note of that. But fantastic, love it. Like I said, I'll be doing like a cleaner tutorial playthrough review later on, so if that's something you're on the fence about or wanting to see more, or looking to play your copy, it'll be a lot more straightforward and easy to learn from than this playthrough just for streaming. So yeah, fun times. But there we go. Solid games today. I think we'll probably end up calling it there. Like I said, the one time I want to stream is when my voice is going, unfortunately. So hopefully in the future that won't happen and we can do some longer sessions. But thanks again so much, everybody, for joining. It was awesome being here with you live. And again, let me know if you have other recommendations of games that you'd like to see in future streams or videos for. And again, I tried to pick a time that wasn't just accommodating one region, so trying to think about my friends overseas and make sure that it's not like, you know, 3 in the morning for y'all if you wanted to join. But yeah, let me know if there's specific times or days that you guys are available, and hopefully we can do some more live streams in the future. Yeah, absolutely, John. Thanks for joining. All right, and that's all the time we have for today. Make sure you subscribe and like, you know, all that good stuff. But yeah, thanks for joining. It was super fun being able to game with you guys and hang out this weekend. See you next time. Bye.